They've done it again. Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
Okay, here we are, and we are live with the men's semifinals that they are absolutely rushing us through here from both a live stream perspective and a tournament perspective.
I blame myself, Coach.
It's not your fault, Sean. It definitely just has to do with the way that the day is working.
All right.
But ultimately, we are here with the men's semifinals here. It is Dane Schmidgall and Mike Marino on this side, Mike in the blue T-shirt and Dane Schmidgall in the white hat. And they are playing against Tom Murphy, who is now up at the net, and our very own Brian Compton over there serving right now. And they are up 15-love. They didn't actually take any warm-up. They all just walked on the court and said they had a beer at lunch.
What kind of a team is this?
100% ready to go right off the bat. It was actually pretty amazing. So this is going to be rapid-fire paddle here from a variety of angles. One, because everybody on the court likes to drive the ball. Number two, because it's 9,000 degrees and we're apparently playing on the surface of the sun. And number three, because I told these guys that I need at least an hour to figure out what's going on with the video cable that goes between here and the opposite side of the facility between the final. So they've said yes, and they're only allowed to play for 22 minutes. I am Matt McClure here with the APTA live stream. Thank you for joining us here for this last tour event of the season. Before Nationals, I am sitting next to Chris Ulysses Warner and Sean the Yellow Dart Albrecht, which is fantastic to have you guys. We want to apologize.
Is that a cowardly nickname? Because it fits. It fits.
Yeah,
it's
no,
fine.
you run away every time you're at the net.
Figure.
I've seen you do it.
Yep.
Yeah. And we want to apologize for any issues we had with the previous live stream. Unfortunately, we didn't get that little warm-up time where we would fix some problems, and somebody kicked over one of our stands, so that was pretty excellent.
But in fairness, Coach, we're running two streams at one time right now.
Yeah, but you know what? That doesn't mean
we should be able to handle it. Is that what you're saying?
Be perfect. I think the first time you
my
do something,
standards aren't high enough, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and the first time you do something, you should be perfect. Chris is.
That's right. That's why he's here. I don't. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure why I think I'm Rick Pizzo's water boy. I think that's what it is.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a good spot to be. Well, we want to thank you for joining us, obviously, as we quickly get through this first game. We are at the Birchwood Club, beautiful, historic Birchwood Club for the men's and women's NRT, and our primary sponsors here today, Paddle Pro, obviously, Crane Construction, and Mesero.
Yes.
And these teams are going to be fun, and there we can see a little shake as these guys really bounce into the back screens, which is always exciting to watch.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about this a little bit ago. We have basically it's the teaching pros versus the two non-teaching pros.
And I don't know that necessarily helps the teaching pros at this point, to be perfectly honest.
No. Actually, it's good to see Dane back on the courts. It's been, I think he had a little bit of a hiatus for a bit.
Dane here on the due side, took a little break and got healthy. I know he was having some issues with a bunch of different body parts, but it's awesome to see him playing. And it's actually more important that the team of Schmidgall and Marino are wearing, matching leggings, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, we're in the first game, and Mike Marino already tagged somebody. So
yes.
Yeah, you know it's going to be a match, and you can obviously tell that it's nice and warm.
As Marino gets a tag in and then a one-handed backhand screen drive, and then he's rolling.
Yep.
That's usually the way it works.
Things that you're going to be looking for from these players over on the far side for Compton and Murphy. Brian really doesn't have any problem going after any particular ball. In fact, he
Apparently
is
not.
probably more of a player. I mean, he's such a high-level player that, if anything, if they can stay in it, he may get a little decision fatigue and miss a few here or there. But otherwise, he can kind of hit all the shots. Tom is super stable. You'll see him be very aggressive at the net. He does not mind a ball coming at his face, and he better be ready for that because Mike Marino's on the other side returning.
Yeah. He's got some steam when he needs it.
Yeah.
And Murphy's got a great forehand on a backcourt. I got the pleasure to watch him charities, and he was just
Oh,
lighting
that's a
it
nice
up.
shot. Yeah, this promises to be a heck of a contest, coaches. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I really do enjoy when the ball gets to be this temperature because everybody, starts to be able to put a little extra junk on it, with
Sure.
that spin.
Look at
And you're
that.
going to see a bunch of stuff like that as
Jeez.
well. Some screen drives coming kind of out of nowhere. Hit a nice soft reset, and Brian's still going to find a way to pull the trigger.
Yeah, he hasn't seen a roller he doesn't like. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that in a man, if you don't mind my saying.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely. I'd like that in a partner, really. That's the key. When my partner can hit all those shots, and I can just kind of
You were always
sit
more
back
PC
and
than
let
me.
him. Yeah, you can sit back and kind of let them do the work. I always
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's actually funny here because for as big as Marino does like to drive the ball, him and Dane are going to kind of have more of the precision drive game.
Sure.
Right, they're going to kind of let some balls drop and float some, towards some non-traditional targets. Dane in particular can kind of really place the ball well out of the screens. He moves well, so that's going to be a big one.
I think what's sometimes happen, coaches, is that, summer paddle, you just got to make an adjustment. You may not be able to play the way you want to play because obviously paddle's about making the other team uncomfortable and you comfortable. So sometimes when I say summer paddle, I'm talking about over 60 degrees, by the way. It's not necessarily summertime, even though it feels like Maui, considering we've been dealing with 17-degree temperatures and lower.
And lower.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of big offense coming out of Compton and Murphy in that backcourt game.
God.
I do like seeing Dane sneak in on Mike Marino's screen drive. Just trying to come back and put a little bit of pressure as those guys were coming in.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a tough little lead cord dribbler there.
Clean living right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brian is one of those guys that, to be perfectly honest, he will volley from anywhere. Like,
Right.
it's not, he doesn't ever seem pressured. He keeps his feet on the court all the time. It's not like any of these guys out here have a bad volley, but it's certainly, if you're going to watch one player in terms of their movement as they volley, Brian's kind of the guy that's going to do the least, making it the best.
That's been my goal my entire life, is trying to do
Yeah.
the least and making it the best, Coach.
Less is more, Sean.
Exactly. Or as Jerry Seinfeld likes to say, it's impossible to do less and make more money than certain people do. I always love that phrase.
Was that a lead into there being prize money on the line
You know
for
what?
this particular
If you
event?
want,
Is
if
that
you want, I can definitely get into the end of the season APTA Cup. Of course, I probably should just explain to some of the tens of people that are watching now that may not have been watching, but I can't believe they weren't. The last semifinal we were just broadcasting, but the APTA Tour, especially the 2021-22 Tour, consists of 16 tournaments, including 4 Grand Prix and Nationals, 10 of which are live streamed. So the Birchwood Open is the 15th tournament on our tour and the 9th to be live streamed this year. The end of the season APTA Cup, which is what Coach McClure was talking about,
Yeah,
will be awarded. Includes $40,000 in prize money, Coach, and to the top 4 players in men's and women's standing based on the APTA Tour results, and each player's best 6 results will count toward that Cup tournament.
Right, and then you've got players like Adam Morgan who have played every event and haven't spent one weekend at home. I'm sure Allison loves that. And then if you add up the hours that these guys are grinding, it's minimum wage, really. Because apparently they've been playing matches that last
Yes.
6-7 hours. Great hands by Murphy
God.
here.
Okay, to your
Almighty.
point right there, unbelievable. I mean, he had to deal with a couple of laser beams there. That was amazing.
No, he's got game.
He was the first guy storming the beaches of Normandy back in the day.
He was just going straight in there.
It's like, facing
First guy
full-on
off the
artillery.
boat. Yeah. Where's Tom? There he is. There he goes.
I'm the first guy to scream bail in a very high voice.
I'm still in the restaurant when we do paintball. What are you talking about? I don't even put my mask on. I just get a hot dog and
Well,
sit down.
paintball's just insane. I mean,
It kind of is.
although I will tell you that one time I did have the luxury of playing with Mike Marino in a little
my
warm-up
Lord.
set before the season started, and it was still warm out.
Yeah.
And that's the best welt that I think I've ever gotten.
Okay, by the way, that is the Mike Marino that I know, that two-hander.
Yeah, from
I'm just saying
you're
from
talking
tennis,
from the
for
tennis
tennis days,
transition?
man. Yeah, because
Man,
and
he
so
is a
it's
good two-hander.
Oh, there's no question about it. I don't know if you realize, but he was Iowa high school state champ.
I did not realize
He did.
that.
He was played for Iowa, and was Iowa high school state champ. But anyway, on the tennis court. So I just remember that blasting past me on a regular basis. We used to play back in, as they say, the day. So we're going. This is a quick 40.
You know,
is this
even
quick 40
though
love here.
I was just gonna say, even though Murphy missed that serve, I do love that he's still trying to toss it low and cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball does jump around plenty when he hits that
Definitely.
serve. He's
Especially
gonna
in this
miss
temperature.
a couple because it's so low, but I mean, it is it's not. It is worth trying.
Sure. Yeah, he does have the quintessential solid as a wall backhand volley. I mean, literally, it's concrete. That's impressive.
I know, it's pretty nuts. You're going to see a little bit of pressure, and you're going to see some missed drives occasionally from the backcourt. I think on both sides, just because everybody is volleying so well and the ball is so lively that you do feel like you can put a little extra,
Sure.
juice on it.
Sure.
And but occasionally it'll get away from you. Like I know in that last point, like that,
Yep.
because the ball's bouncing a little bit higher, and all of a sudden you have a little bit more time. It's going to mess with these guys' rhythm for a little bit.
It looks like Mike is deferring to Dane on the overhead scenario, calling that switch.
Yeah, I think Mike enjoys being at the net, and I think that Dane doesn't mind starting to ramp up his overhead. So I would see that. I mean, it's the same thing Tom and Brian are doing, right?
Yeah.
Switching to give Brian the overheads.
Yeah.
Tom's going to be the net monster.
Yeah, well, with that backhand volley that Tom has and those
It's
cut
just a
overheads,
little deep.
All right,
That's
so
Ryan
it's a
has.
break point here for Marino and Schmidt going here. See if they can convert. Because as I said before to Coach Chris, the fans want to see more paddle. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm so chubby now. I'm like a bunch of fans, basically.
No, Sean. Just because you and I go to lunch twice a day, it doesn't mean that there's any potential issues with that at all. Man, he'll just take full swings from anywhere, huh?
It's
Great
amazing.
shot. Good dig by Mike. I love
Wow.
the move by
So
Dane.
did I.
It wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't quite what he wanted, but
Yeah.
I mean, mixing it up is going to be so important.
Yeah.
What kind of really bothered me was Brian, pretty much handled it without really sweating, which was funny. Anyway, they
Well, he
want
probably
to
didn't
convert that
expect
game.
it. I think Dane
Exactly.
was in a stretcher 3 months ago. And now he's
Wow.
good.
That's a good point. That's a great point, Coach Chris.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Schmidt, Marino on the board here.
94% of our errors have been balls going out, by the way. Drives long, overheads long, just, starting to feel that 66-degree temperature
Yes.
here.
And when it gets hot or cold, Coach, and I'm just going to bring this out, do this now. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. If you need new paddle, because the weather's either getting warmer or colder, how's it go? However it works. Knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and the ultimate customer service, I should say, will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more info, go to paddlepro.com.
On a personal note, Paddle Pro has bailed me out on numerous occasions where they have stock
Haven't they?
where sometimes a company doesn't. And
Yes.
somebody needs something, and I'm absolutely like, yes, next day shipping, please.
They're
And
the
it was
best.
excellent.
They rock.
All right, so I assume we're going to start to see some kind of slowdown here at 2-1 now that we've sprinted our way through 3 games, which is usually pretty typical. I know we talk about it a lot in the Chicago live stream that we do weekly as well, but it's just kind of routine for everybody to come out all blazing after lunch.
First 4 games, exactly.
Yep, and then we're going to probably have to feel it out.
That's right. After you digest the club sandwich, everything starts to go a different speed.
I'm pretty sure it was chicken salad, but
gotcha.
To each their own.
How did he hit the... It's a good thing that
Brian playing the lowest percentage.
Right,
of
exactly.
The court.
It's nice of him to paint the lines and make them nice and bright again.
Yeah.
Keep hitting them all the time.
Brian just plays on the white part of the court.
Nice.
In case anybody is curious.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep.
More
Starting to see
classic
a
paddle,
little bit
nice
more,
slick switch there.
A little bit more movement.
Dane going after it a little.
That's that warm ball a little bit where I think Dane was hoping that was going to land a little shorter in the court and sit up a little bit for him, and it kind of traveled farther.
Well, he's talented enough to pull that off, although I think the leggings are having something to do with his shot selection. I'm just saying.
He really bounces around the court well in those, though.
He does.
Let's be honest.
He's got some hops.
Chris, when was the last time you wore a full bodysuit to play paddle?
I did coach, but I was coming from my musical theater production, and I was playing a...
That's a different circumstance. I mean, playing a full paddle match.
I was playing a sea creature in Little Mermaid, so I still.
No joke, Chris. Did you ever play a match like you have to play in like long underwear or anything? Or did you just default those matches? Or you're just like, I'm out. Forget it.
What's kind of sad is that I'm not kidding about the Little Mermaid thing. So
No,
when you're saying no, seriously, I know that's the sad part.
Yeah, the coldest match
People think I'm joking.
The coldest match I think I've ever played. It might have been like it might have been like -20 wind chill.
Bingo.
And everything was fine except for my lungs. My lungs would hurt.
You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
That makes sense. It's hot. It's tough to breathe. I mean, I'm just gonna say it.
On the women's semifinal, Sean, that you and I had called.
Yes.
We had talked about a couple of the high backhand volley overheads.
Exactly.
Watch how many times Tom Murphy hits a high backhand volley when he's at the net. He's probably hit 3 in the first game.
Right.
That's his thing.
And
at one time, him and Brian fought for the ball, so it's
right.
They have a different teaching philosophy outside of the Chicagoland area.
What's funny is I actually mentioned this is that's like a skill-based shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where it's like I know I tell a lot of my players not to do that, except then you end up in situations where everybody can hit all the different, nooks and crannies of the court. And then I'm like, well, you might have to pull some out every once in a while.
Right.
You know, if you have a decent two-handed backhand, maybe you can roll a ball, with less penalty.
That's all. That's just style, man. I love that shot.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the one-hander even better, but what do they have? Was this a little score discrepancy here?
I'm not 100% sure.
Is Marino talking trash again?
No, I'm sure.
I love when he does that.
I'm sure he's just. I'm sure it's not personal. It's just that they all hate each other. But
there's a shot. He's there. He's there. What again? Oh.
That's that touch shot I'm talking about from both Marino and Schmidgall, where they're just going to kind of be able to float some shots to some open court, especially off of transition. I mean, they really.
And somebody's saying, "Okay, I told you the ball was out," because they won the point. It's always that way. You know what I mean?
And the thing about Mike is he's so good at disguising his shots.
Right.
He holds his shots very long, and then you're expecting a lob, and all of a sudden he's just kind of pushing a floater past you.
Yep.
Or same with his legendary FYM. He looks like he hits that same push overhead 50 times, and then next thing you know, that push overhead's 400 miles an hour into your gut.
FHM, I love that clothing store. So, sorry. So,
I should have mentioned this to you guys sooner, but I think the APTA prefers we call it the smacker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just giving you the
Is that
heads
2
up.
words or 1?
The smacker.
Okay.
It's all in caps, whatever it is.
All
it's
right.
all in caps.
Because I thought it was 2
Nice
words.
touch. Look, there's that float drive again off of Marino's just absolute pace control.
I still wear those in the pool. So,
good touch. Sorry, Sean, I didn't mean to leave you hanging.
No, it's okay.
I was just changing camera
wait.
angles.
First of all, you never leave me hanging.
There's Murphy with his volley.
There's that volley.
He obviously does one-hand push-ups. That guy's
yeah. With people on his back, yeah.
He's like, hey, Brian, get on top.
Anybody else want to? Just here. There's a chaise lounge. Just put that up there. Let's go. All right. So it's
Compton pulling the trigger on a big one there that he missed a little bit.
And that will make it 3-2.
And you're going to see some of those shots, again, not because these guys are getting into it with each other, but because I don't know that they want to play for 5.5 hours. Right. So you're just going to start to see the pace.
Thank you for saying that, Coach.
Up.
Yeah.
A couple weeks back when Drew Broderick and his assistant were playing against Durant, and it was like a 3-hour lob fest, and then all of a sudden Durant started just breaking out the crackers at everybody. And it's funny, you read some of the comments on the YouTube, and they're like, well, it's a real disgrace that the #1 seed has to start pegging people to win points. And I'm like, I mean, what do you expect these guys to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, part of the game is getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean,
and knowing when to, or knowing, hey, if you're not going to get out of the way, what's going to happen to you?
It's part of it. And if somebody can continually, land a ball an inch from the baseline and it hits my hip as I try to spin out of the way, then they're going to win.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I tell people all the time, if you don't like a ball being hit hard at you, you're playing the wrong sport then, because
it's going to come up. Yeah,
yes.
It's going to come up.
And it's amazing and we all teach, it's amazing how much better you get when you position better. Chris, like we're talking before during the women's semi, was that,
See, there it is again. There it is.
Yeah. Sit. I think you caught the edge of the line there. But anyway, I was going to say is your position makes all the difference. You can actually handle. Look at the pace. Look at this. He's there.
He's just fearless, dude.
Oh. Almost the Matrix. He did a little Neo thing there.
I don't know Murphy, but he seems like the guy that you just want to hang out with on a Friday night. You talk smack to a couple other guys, and you're like, Murph, get him.
Yeah. Another Heine, please. Take that the right way. So, yeah. By the way, what you're watching, which is the Birchwood Open, for those of you playing at home, so to speak. Because I'm in my head, I'm actually playing part of the match, Chris. I just want to tell you. So when I say playing at home, I'm actually talking about the way I watch a match. I'm out there too. Isn't that lame? But anyway, so the tour and the nationals and the team nationals, just so you know, the draw sizes vary. It's all up to the host site. So, I mean, it's not like somebody at home that has some skill can't get into this stuff, is what I'm trying to say. If you want to get into and get onto the, some of these events in the PTA Nationals, you can do it. Several of these take place as part of the Boston Open, Short Hills Grand Prix events. There's a women's PTI 50+ at Boston Open, and men's 10+, and women's 35+, and 65+ at Short Hills. And there's a plan right now for specific PTI levels to move different regions each year. So we have, we have a national event in different regions pretty much every year. We're trying to do that in terms of growing the sport, especially in the stream area. And the team nationals will be held the first weekend in April, by the way, for the women in Chicago and for men in New Jersey. And the team nationals is essentially a President's Cup type of event, by the way. I mean, remember that for like golf, President's Cup? Kind of a cool thing. I always thought President's Cup was something you had to wear, but somebody told me that that's not actually. Yeah, I know, terrible. I know. It's too many years in the baseball team. That's the problem. And no, riding the bench and the baseball team. Let's be fair, because anybody who played with me knows that. Well, Sean never played. I don't know what he's talking about. Which I did. It's true. Well, this is a great point, by the way. They're all, geez, I jinxed it. That was awesome. Unbelievable. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, we're back to deuce here.
Where's that?
2-3 down. I think it is. We're back to deuce here because I think Tom Murphy's still serving, because I don't think that either, because they lost that.
Yeah, no, it's 3-3 now.
Yep. Again, this is this is every bit the battle we thought it would be. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Well, and so when you look at the stylistic matches, and Matt talked a little bit about, how, Mike and Dana are a little bit more, spotting up their drives.
Sure.
And kind of place drivers and trying to find the little holes.
Sure.
And you got Tom and Brian, though. They're a little bit more aggressive. And, Compton is so talented, but it's going to come down to, is he taking a few too many risks or,
Yep.
a couple of the errors we saw were, big rollers from deep in no man's land. So that's a tough shot for anybody to hit. If anybody can pull it off, it's him, but it's still tough for anybody.
No question. And matter of fact, Coach, you can even speak to this, I'm sure, about chemistry with a partner. I mean, depending on what kind of or style you have, sometimes it's not even so much better or worse. It's just the right partner.
Yeah. Well, look, Tom looks to be a little bit less of a risk taker. He's very good at roaming around the top of that net, looking to cut balls off. So,
sure.
And it gives Brian a little bit more of the freedom because, look, if you have two guys like Brian at the net, and, you can't be
Love the
doubling up
blitz.
on the errors.
Good leave by Compton there. You're absolutely right.
I'm liking seeing Dane and Mike out there. Dane's looking good.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could have sworn Mr. Marino had an injury as well, and maybe had to go through a little rehab as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn we were talking about it. I can't remember. I'm usually more enthralled with all the stories he tells rather than what's been going on with him. So look at that.
That's
there you
what
go.
a get.
It was. And it's so smart to put the ball there because let's face it, you pop it up and you're pretty much leaving your partner hanging because Dane would have had to get out of the way.
Yep. Dane known for that two-handed backhand as well. There's another high backhand from Murphy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it looks like
that's just smart.
It looks like they're gonna maybe test Dane's movement a little bit in the deuce. Hitting a few tack shots, seeing if he's able to keep up with the pace.
Right. I mean, he does have an incredible backhand, but if you attack it, maybe he doesn't get a chance to swing at it.
Yep. Well, Mike moves really well. I mean, he's quick, and I think so. I think they're maybe going to try to work Dane a little bit and test the mobility in the backcourt.
Sure.
All right, you guys, I'm back. I apologize for that. I had to check on my crypto. Things aren't going well on that side. But clearly here, we're in a battle at 3-all, which is super exciting.
Okay, crypto is an investment, right? That's not like slang for...
Nice touch.
That's not like
Murphy,
that's not slang. Okay, all right.
Power,
That's
finesse.
not slang for like your
With
like
the hands.
I call my wife is like my crypto. Can I say? I don't know.
Yeah,
if I
that's
say
fine.
That.
At this point, based on that last drop volley, I'm just going to have Tom Murphy manage my portfolio with nice soft hands like that. I don't know. I mean, whatever he clicks is going to turn to gold. So.
It's fine.
Well, that we so often talk. Hey, you see the drive coming, get on the net. How many times do you see somebody get on the net and they just push the ball right back to
Exactly.
the opponents? It's like get on the net, end the point.
Yeah,
right?
there is seems to be especially a level discrepancy, right? That at a certain point, players feel like when they're volleying, they're playing defense all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's a transition that happens as you get into the higher levels where you want the ball, like you want somebody driving at you when
Especially
you're
at a certain
prepared.
point, yep.
Yeah, and maybe they're a little bit off balance, or maybe they're a little bit out of position, and you're gonna end up winning more points with your volley once you get comfortable with it than you might realize.
There's a certain amount of baiting that's going on. I want to bait this person to drive because I want the drive at that point.
Right.
And look, Dane and Mike, they're the off-speed, spot up shooters, and so that's your counter. If you know the off-speed's coming,
Love
you
the
get
analogy.
up on there and you step up and you drop it in the point, right?
And
And that's why I
you
think.
rock, Coach Chris. That was awesome. That's exactly right.
Well, I think that's why we say, hey, you go off speed, then you got to bring a little bit.
Yep.
Because otherwise they start seeing it, they predict it. And
Well, the other thing is your fastball, so to speak, is going to be much faster because you
Yeah.
brought the off speed in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the all-important
Yes.
Seventh
eighth
game.
Yeah, I was going to say eighth game, but
Yeah,
That's okay.
depends on how you count it.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
After the seventh game, it becomes crucial.
4 + 3 is 7. I agree with Chris.
I lost the bet. Wait a minute. Who do I pay? Who do I pay?
You pay me in crypto.
Okay. If I had it,
So if you're up 7-0, that next game
Nice
is critical.
touch.
it's huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, for my matches, that's the
There it is.
Uh-huh.
There it
He's going to be
is.
there for that transition.
That's the slaughter rule. Is the 7th game for me? My match would be it's 6-0, 1-0.
I'm not here to make friends, people.
Exactly.
There's a really funny story my brother told me. Matt Warner over at Indian Hill, and he was playing a match with a director at the time, and the guy goes to my brother. He's like, "All right, so listen, we got to watch for Mike Marino's,
Big shot.
his big shot."
Yeah.
And
A
Smacker.
smacker.
and my brother looks. He's like, "No, I know Mike. He respects me." Like three points later, dude just cracking him off at both of them. How's that respect feeling, man?
Ouch, right in the respect.
Yeah, there's some colorful characters in the paddle world. There's no question
Good roll.
about it.
Oh,
Nice touch.
I mean, there's no question Mike Marino's one of them. I was going to say, I don't know if we can tell
great
too many
dick.
stories on the air.
Oh, he caught him.
Oh,
There it is.
Caught him in the leg. So one of the things I really enjoy about this match in terms of just like the difference in styles, right, is that Compton is going to set up so early for everything and you know what he's doing and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
Whereas Dane Schmidgall will hold a ball on his paddle until it drops below the net
I noticed
and
that.
then come up with a shot that you like. It's really fascinating to see, how just their games develop. Right, because Dane really likes to get his paddle set, and then he just like waits to decide where to actually place the ball.
Yeah, that's style right there. Oh,
That's
what a
a
shot
good move
from
by
Tom
Tom
Murphy.
there.
yeah, that's a tough spot to put the ball.
Yep, probably a little more penalty in the warmer weather, right? You're going to hit that,
Smasher.
short snap overhead.
It's not
Me
called a smasher.
strong, me Murph.
What a shot.
I'm going to start calling that one the snapper.
So I'm going back to Dane's leggings. It's possible that those are just bionic legs.
You're right. I mean, you're not.
You gotta cover up
can
the steel
rebuild.
metal,
Yeah, it could be that he is just one of the first humans to.
No. What, that means that Steve's still up
For
there.
those of you guys that were born in the 60s, you know that reference.
Well, people think it's just Chevy Chase.
Maybe those aren't bionic
No,
legs.
maybe not.
We can rebuild him, but I don't want to spend a lot of money.
There's a short. There's a short in him. Sometimes they work really well, and then sometimes, if it gets too wet out there, he can't move. All right, so
That's just a
what? I make fun of
return.
him. You don't want to see me in a pair of those. First of all, I don't make them big enough.
They stopped at the knees.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You can
I
just
wouldn't
magic.
get my-
You can just magic marker some Saran wrap. It'll
Chris,
be
I
fine.
wouldn't get my ankles into those things. Are you kidding me?
It'll
Sean,
be
the
fine.
problem isn't going on. It's getting those things off.
Yeah.
I'll bathe with them.
You're like, hey, kids, grab a leg.
Yeah. I still
right,
have, like I
so-
said, I still have my floaties. I'll go to the.
We are in a tight one here.
We
I
are.
mean, it is a couple of points either way. And when we go back and look at the video, we'll be able to see if it actually comes down to the missed smackers or not.
Yeah.
But I would be willing to bet that these guys are okay with the first set, perhaps taking 30 minutes instead of 2 hours.
I do appreciate the family-friendly APTA message.
Yes.
I do too. I totally understand. That makes it a little bit different than.
Well, I want to say also that if the family's shopping for paddles, was that a horrible segue or
No,
what?
I loved it. I think you should. Sean Albrecht, master of segues.
For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. In case you want to bring the fam to the sport, knowledge, expertise, and the expert advice, I should say, vast inventory and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take their game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all. They don't leave one behind. Platform tennis brands. For more info, go to paddlepro.com. That's paddlepro.com. All right. Again, a beautiful reset. I don't know. It's funny. First started playing paddle, really didn't have an appreciation for a good reset. Now, it's like it's poetry. All right, maybe I'm overstating it, but that's
No, I think you're right.
All
I
right.
think it's one of the things to get new players to buy into that
Sure.
the slower they hit the ball, the better
Yeah,
they'll be. That
exactly.
is a weird sensation, I think, when you first are getting started, especially players coming fresh off the tennis court where they're like, no, power is good. If the ball goes in, power is good.
Right.
And then having to shake that off and change their mindset is incredibly difficult.
It's so funny you say that, because if you hit one of those on the tennis court, somebody invariably will take it out of the air and move the net behind it from the other side of the net. It's funny. All right, so
we're taking this first set the distance here.
we are. I'd like to be. I'm saying we. It's like when the Chicago Bears are playing. It's, hey, how are we doing? I'm not out there.
Right.
All right, so it's 15-love. Schmidt,
It's the universal we,
Exactly.
Sean. It's,
Exactly.
you love something, therefore you're a part of it.
I
Do you remember when we stormed the Death Star so that we could free the galaxy from tyranny?
Was amazing.
I love it when we did that.
I liked our training on Dantooine. Is what the. Anyway,
There were womp rats
That's right.
everywhere.
they're no bigger than 2 or 3 meters.
Yeah. Meanwhile, speaking of T16s, Compton's over there just picking spots with his
Jesus.
drive at will.
Yeah, and so I was saying 15-love, and they were looking good here to hold and stay in it here.
There it is again. Heavy ball.
It's there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good disguise
what?
play
Yeah.
from Murphy.
That was the fake, almost like a head fake.
Yeah.
So
like
that's definitely one of Compton's go-tos. He's
All right,
gonna
here we
be,
go. We got a set point here for Compton and Murphy.
yeah, he's going to be testing Dane's mobility in the backcourt, and he's pulling him out. And Dane's getting to the ball, but then all of a sudden
That's
he's
a
just not
great
able to
serve.
do much with it.
And an even better return, as they say. Oh, uncharacteristic roller miss by Brian Compton.
Well, an uncharacteristic miss from inside the service box.
That's it. Yeah, a good point. All right. It's a heck of a first volley. There we go.
Is there a bigger backswing on a forehand?
I don't know, but I mean the fact that he keeps most of them in the court is pretty impressive.
Yeah, maybe I got to change mine then.
He does have.
Go bigger, Chris.
He
I call this the windmill.
smoke. Anyway, so I call it smoke. Well, I was mentioning before during the women's semi that Brian definitely has the feel for how hard to hit a drive at a certain point, depending on his position. No question about it.
Yeah. Well, going back to the backswing, I think I play it pretty smart because with my limited backswing,
Yes.
people expect there to be no power. When I take the big backswing and they go, "That's all you got?
Story of my life.
That's all you got?"
Yeah, and that's how I met my wife right there. So, yeah. Okay, Sean, clean it up. All right,
So much for family friendly.
exactly. Back to
No,
Deuce
I'm
here.
sure it's fine.
And we're going.
A little long.
See if they can get the hold here and get it to 5-all.
Good
Yeah,
dodge
that's-
move.
Yep.
It's good
There's
speed.
so much love with the CPTC slash
Second time
APTA
I've seen that
broadcast team.
Broadcast staff?
It's just
Well,
the
you know
love
what?
is so it's so thick I can.
Tensions are high. We may have had a rough start to the day, but I feel that we can right the ship if we get another 700-800 matches under our belt.
Speaking of right,
Nice touch.
Schmidt, Gall, and Marino definitely
5-all.
played that last game right. It's 5-all. Just
that.
woke up and look at this.
Nothing
I
like
can't drop
volleying
Sammy
2 feet
Hagar.
from the baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, you get your balance. You have your, you're in your stance. You
Yep.
feel comfortable that you can place it. And if those guys aren't going to make a move to blitz, then you're,
Totally.
pretty safe.
Nice.
Great shifting right there from Murphy to read the situation. Is it going to get there? Yes.
That
yes,
was
it is.
great touch.
That
is
is-
not easy to do in warm weather right there.
Just dropping enough to cause a problem.
I do love Murphy hunting at that on that net. He's always just
Yeah.
running right
No,
on that.
he's there.
And I think we
Good
talk
pressure there from Dane to sneak in and
Yep.
add a little bit. Murphy felt like he had that perfect volley. Sorry to cut you off, Chris.
No, absolutely. We always talk about like backcourt player hunting the, looking for their offense. But don't really talk too much about, you got a guy like Murphy he's roaming on top of that net, kind of very similar to, like, say, a McNerney, right, where they're looking to make you pay with that off-speed drive and
Absolutely.
punch it behind you or drop it.
So for those of you who are viewing at home, the 10s, the 1s, if you're really, really large like me, you count as 2 people, just so you know. So if we're getting the ratings right, I might count as 3 if I have another donut. But anyway.
That's your third joke like that for today. Do you want to talk about something?
I don't have time to talk. I'm too busy eating.
if you want to do Whole30 as a staff, it's fine. Like I'll make it happen. We have a game point here. Opportunity to. That is just a monster return.
Yeah, but now they're starting to come in and Murphy's kind of getting a little distracted, taking his eye off the ball, seeing that blitz coming in.
That's a nice kick serve.
Tough serve.
There you go.
Tough serve.
Mechanics.
All right.
6-5.
But I think that's, Dane and Mike are on to something when Murphy's coming on behind his serve.
All these guys, I don't know if all of them are teaching pros, but
no.
If
No,
you get
not.
a lot of guys here that can coach because they have been certified to do so. But even if they're not, they're still phenomenal. But it's always a good idea. The Professional Platform Tennis Registry is the place to go if you want to do that. We've got upcoming certifications, and I say we because I'm part of the action, man. Yeah, a chubby part, albeit, yes. That was for Matt. I'm just making fun. But a part nonetheless. And there's some certification dates coming up on Long Island, one of my favorite places. I went to school just about out there on Sunday, March 20th. And then there's the location is to be announced right now for the Long Island certification, but it'll also to be there's a location to be announced apparently here in Chicago on the 3rd of April.
Yeah.
1 to 6 p.m. So if you want to get certified, which is always a good idea if you're teaching this game, not that you don't know what you're doing, but it just makes you even a better instructor. Check out the PPTR. And yes, there is a pptr.org if you want to check that out. For those of you internet savvy. Savvy? Oh, look at the communication. You just like that. Yeah. Call him off.
I really enjoy watching Murphy play. I just like his style.
Yeah, it's fun to see somebody who you can tell he's thinking out there. Like the wheels are always turning.
And he has a very specific role out there. He's got a very specific job, and he does it well.
Yep. And again, true to form, this is a
Yep.
I was going to say this is a war, and I just jinxed him, but it's only 30 y'all.
Yes, but as you know, as an announcer, you have a tremendous amount of power and responsibility because when you say something, the opposite will happen. Compliment a player,
yes. Notice
how well they're hitting a particular shot, they will blow it for sure.
Yes. And then they start to take it personally, or, because I've been, somebody will take a swing at me after the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, it was me, though.
And I wasn't even on the broadcast.
Yeah. I think it was just unrelated.
Yeah. I just parked in their spot or something.
Where were you?
I know. Look at that.
Mike dunking it
Yeah.
from up close.
Yeah, the heavy ball, Mike will run those down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at this guy.
Man.
Okay, that was impressive.
Here's some transition play.
Come on.
Look at that low volley by Dane.
Yep. And
all right.
We'll go slow again.
So on Tuesday with practices, okay, Coach Sean, I say this guy cut across the court and hit a swinging backhand volley.
I actually love it when that comes up. Oh, Dane. A little inside-out action.
McGruber. Vintage Schmidt-Gall right there. That was true to your point there, Coach. He held that ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tom committed to the middle, and then Dane decided he was going to sneak
impressive.
A little inside-out volley in there.
Serious style. And the leggings.
So this would take us to a breaker. 40-30, ready for a breaker is a nice time for Mike Marino to say, hey, listen, I love that color red on you. That's definitely the conversation. Yep.
I find it helpful to compliment my partner's
wardrobe selection.
Exactly. I don't think there's any question. I mean, nobody ever compliments mine.
Nice dig.
Well, there's only certain stuff that can fit me. So
good pick by Murphy.
Yep. Dane's got some nice cutters.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
There
That's
it is.
beautiful.
There it is.
That is going to take us
To a tiebreaker.
breaker.
That's Dane going, you test my quickness? No, I test your quickness.
All right, one more thing, and I just want to make sure, just for those of you at home that are tennis players or rackets, they do the Coleman thing here. Sit down.
Nothing more deflating when they have the miss-hit drive that drops in the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? At a certain point, like everybody's going to get a couple of those.
Yep.
You know, you're
Yep.
going to hit an overhead a little thin, or occasionally you're going to, be trying to drive a ball that turns into a weird, awkward lob.
That's all I do. I mean, that's pretty much my modus
I've been
operandi.
meaning to mention that to you. You should start trying to hit the middle of your paddle again.
So I was in the practice playing in, and I launched one across Sheridan Road from near the golf
Yeah.
course. Yeah, on a forehand because I was trying to put a lot of top on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have not hit a 9-iron that far. Let's
You
just
know
put
what?
it that way.
Sometimes it's just
Unbelievable.
part of the game. Great move.
Yeah.
Cal's motioning. I think he's hungry.
Yeah, so if you notice, the blitz has been kind of coming into play with
Yes.
Dane and Mike, and there's been a couple of missed volleys from Murphy.
I think
with
that was
pressure.
just a little long. Yes, that would put Dane and Mike up 1-Z.
Okay, anyway, to not that you didn't already know this, those of you who are watching at home, but the Coleman tiebreaker, from now on, everybody serves on the same side, 2 points starting from the deuce, which is really brilliant in a way. It's amazing we didn't do this in other racket sports earlier. I think it probably makes the most sense. I don't
Yeah.
know about you guys think,
agree.
but I think it makes the
No,
most
I
sense.
agree.
You keep serving on the same side you have for the entire set. You're not all of a sudden switching up
Exactly.
the sun.
Exactly.
There's
I mean,
not
it's just
like
smart.
a tremendous, difference all of a
No,
sudden that
no.
where the other team goes up 6-0 because all of a sudden you go
Yeah,
blind. Like
yeah.
it's.
Right now, there's a bunch of paddle players that never played tennis going, wait, there's a different tiebreaker out there?
Not only that, you start.
Oh, Brian's
yeah.
gonna put some junk on that one.
You
Glad
start,
it came off. a
you
little
start
bit.
your 2-point series on the deuce side. That's another thing,
Yeah, smart.
which makes sense.
There it is.
There's that backhand reset.
He's going after the logo. Nice. That's a good adjective right there.
Well,
Just nice.
what makes it tough is, when you're hitting those off-speed screen drives, there's no tension in your setup.
Right.
It looks like you're getting ready to just throw in a lob, and you saw both Brian and Tom hang off the net.
Sure.
And, Dane just put it up a little too high on that. But I love it.
It's great hands. Couple
And
of
again,
tough
for
stretch
viewers, just sometimes it's hard because we want to watch. Oh, he went after a little line. It's hard to watch because you're watching the ball, and so you're watching just what happens to the ball. But if you watch the team that just hit the ball, the positioning, the resetting between shots, that's what makes these guys. Well, one of the factors, actually, I should say, that makes these guys so good.
Yep, you saw Mike going again on Murphy's serve. So now they're going I formation.
Oh, that's
Did
tough.
he pull
Yep.
that off? That was in, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think it was good. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
A perfect backside, so to speak.
Give them a
Kicks
little lead here. It looks like.
So for the listeners back home, when you're constantly as a server dealing with the partner blitzing off of the returner's drive, sometimes you'll be throwing in like an I formation like they just did.
Right.
So that kind of took away Dane being able to blitz behind Mike's return.
Exactly. Point by point adjustment. There's a cutter again. It almost hit the seam, kind of. That was nice.
Good lob. This is where you just never even pull off the net when Brian's set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently not.
You just stay here, guys. No reason to pull off.
Great dig.
That's been a teaching moment this week for a lot of the
Sit.
players.
Just a little
A little
deep.
deep
Yeah.
there.
It's I've been noticing a trend with some of the club players where they go in, they make the volley, and they immediately pull back off into a lob scenario, and they're still in the no man's land, right?
Sure.
So another drive's coming.
Exactly, especially cross court. If you were in the conventional formation in the first place, so.
Mike's coming in with the stare down.
Talking about who they're supposed to be serving to.
I like to wait till 4-2 to figure that out.
He says, "What if I don't want to serve to you?"
That's how nice close.
Good touch.
Yeah.
Nothing like the cutter that hits the seam. You're
I was
going,
going to
which
say,
way are you going?
exactly. And he played it perfectly. All right, is it me and I've said it before at the other clubs, but the lighting here is phenomenal. That's number one.
You mean during the daytime?
Yeah.
That's when I think the lighting is fantastic.
No, what I'm saying is even the light, well, no, because we just turned them on, but the idea is the lighting here is phenomenal, but the viewing is fantastic. So it is 4-3. See if he can maintain the mini break, if you will. That is Compton and Murphy.
Let's see if Brian starts to try to attack Dane's corner again with some attack overhead.
Slick switch there. It's kind of square dancing. They're so smooth over there. I know.
Yep.
There we go.
Who square dances anymore? Well, I'm raising my hand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, look at that read.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with all those bolo ties if I stop square dancing? Good loft. Yeah, it's not easy to do
Just
either.
really putting more and more on that roller into the corner.
Yep.
Good read by Dane there to step up early.
Kind of keep the guys honest.
He does. Yeah.
Nice touch.
I swear to God, he hit the same spot last time. That was amazing.
Such a Schmidgall special to just float that ball down the line. Just such a precision shot.
And he held it again.
Brian's like, I'm coming to your side.
That's going to come out high. I'm taking it. Yeah.
Mine.
Although one of the few players, that can be on the opposite side of the court and you feel like he's not really penalized with his movement. Like he just kind of floats all the time.
Right.
When I do that, I usually hit the ball, watch the volley go behind me, and then say switch so that it doesn't count as my error. Come on, Chris, get there.
Routine.
What did you think was going to happen? I'm all the way over here. Solid points here as everybody grinds for the breaker.
Yeah, we're deep into this breaker. Every point is critical here. Oof.
Yeah, that's tough.
It looked non-committed on that one. Back foot.
Yeah.
He's really good at setting up, but that's probably the first time I haven't really seen him set up for his drive.
Yeah, and they had definitely been, again, you started to see some of the heat come off of the drives a little bit, right? Everybody kind of rolling them into the court.
Yep.
Nothing coming off the overheads at the moment. Oh, that's tough. Just leaked a little bit long off the paddle. Not a lot coming off the overheads, but you see the drive starting to be a little bit more medium speed roll, down into the court.
Yeah. Wow, this is, I don't want to miss.
Yeah, and
somebody just needs to win about 2 or 3 more points.
I wish that my normal game looked like their I don't want to miss mode.
Well, Coach, if you don't want to miss, maybe you need a new paddle.
I might need a new paddle.
And for over 20 years, Paddle Pro's been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. Knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, ultimate customer service, everything. It'll help any player find the perfect equipment
I gotta tell you
to take their game to the next level.
Nice.
Paddle Pro's the only website to carry everything, all of it. I mean, even if they don't make a paddle, they add it. Does that make sense? Not really. But anyway.
Hey, that high school theater improv classes are really
paying off.
Paying off.
I'm not even wearing that costume.
Look at this point. Oh my gosh!
Get there. Oh.
That is unreal to
Unbelievable.
come up with that ball while everybody's scrambling around.
Especially when I was supposed to say paddlepro.com and I didn't even get there because I was too excited about the point.
That shot was sponsored by paddlepro.com.
That's right. Well, anyway, for more info, go to paddlepro.com. If you're looking for a new paddle, they're the place to go.
Oh, nice move by Dane to cut that off early.
Yeah, Mike's going, I'm not sticking around.
Yeah,
Dane
take
goes,
that away as an opportunity.
All right, here we go, I believe. I don't want to say it too loud, but it looks like a set point for Compton and Murphy here.
There's another blitz by Mike. That's tough.
Yeah.
Looks like he's switching up where he's going. I have it funny. Yeah, that's Mike's gonna run those down. They're not gonna even follow those in.
No, why would you?
I agree. Oof.
That's a little thin, I think.
Yeah. 6'5", you're rushing this.
You're
the finish
really
line.
looking for that
that finish line right there.
that dagger.
And those are the little points that could come back and haunt you.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're going, man, why did I?
Oh yeah, feeling like you
Why
were
did I pull that cutter out
in
right
a
now?
position of strength and just trying too hard to win the point.
Yeah.
Great point, Coach Chris. A match this close, you know, you're going to be thinking about a certain point, probably
here
all the
we
way
go.
through the set.
Yep.
Couldn't get any more even, as they say.
Yeah.
He's there.
Nice pick. It's a good move.
Wow.
Oh, just a little wide.
Wow. They'll switch and get one more.
We'll switch sides again.
Get one more shot at it.
You know, it's funny because I was talking about players hitting those bigger shots, you know, because they didn't want to be playing, you know, a 4-hour match. But we're sitting at, you know, 59 minutes. That's a tough set right there.
That's a rough way
Dane
to
was
lose
caught
it,
a
too.
little bit off the net.
Exactly.
In that eye. Tom went for the off speeder, found the feet.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's tough, you know, when you're volleying below the net level in the warm weather, is so tough to not pop it up, and then you're trying to soften it, and then you dump it, right? So.
Yep, the ball's going to move through the air kind of quickly, so even if you pop it up, you're a sitting duck if you pop it up too much.
Yep.
All right, well, we are going
Excellent
to
set.
pop out for a second for a word from our sponsors, and we will be back right after this at the Birchwood Open. All right, second set coming up here, and we just want to thank you if you're just joining us. We are here at the Birchwood Club in Highland Park, Illinois. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Bringing you the Birchwood Open, the men's and women's NRT from the APTA membership and Paddle Pro and Crane Construction and Mesero. And again, I'm Matt McClure, and I'm sitting next to, you're still Chris Warner, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yep. Just checking because, you know, I'm on a lot of back medication. And as Sean goes out and has been told that there is some rain on the way, so we might have to punt a little bit here with some of the audio equipment, or all of our viewers and listeners will go deaf with the explosive shorting out of microphone equipment that is about to occur. I knew I shouldn't have set up all of our streams outside.
Well, you could feel the you know, how much the temps have dropped in the past hour.
Yeah, no, it clouded over quick. So originally we were super excited. We thought we dodged the bullet in the forecast because at the beginning of the week it was like a 65% chance of rain all day, and then dropped off the radar a little bit. But perhaps it just pushed back on us. Well, a fantastic first set right there from Compton and Murphy. What do you think the adjustments are here, Chris, for Schmigol and Marino? I know that's tough because you lose, 8-6 in a breaker.
Right.
But you have anything in particular that you would recommend to these players and perhaps should go tell them and offer your coaching services?
I'm going to run out there in a few seconds.
Just remember that because you have the insider track of the live stream, you're 1,000 an hour. So,
Yep. I would say, look, I think Dane and Mike have been they played a great set. I think, I do love their off-speed drives, trying to hit their targets. I do think, though, that they got to throw in just a little bit more juice every so often, just to keep them honest. I think they've been having some success blitzing on Murphy, putting a little bit of additional pressure on him, and so I think that started kind of turning the tides a little bit. Brian's was attacking Dane's corner a little bit, getting him on the move, and so they seem to kind of counter that just a bit. And it seems that also that they've kind of changed their tactic and threw a few different balls back over to Marino's corner, and they were going for some low attack balls into Dane. But I mean, overall, it was neck and neck, and
Yeah, if anything, I know just because we mentioned it earlier that I would start to look for that high backhand from Tom Murphy as an opportunity.
Yep.
Because that seems to be one of those things. I mean, like we joked about, he hit 3 or 4 of them in the first game, and so far he has yet to do anything offensive with that stroke at all, right? It's not like Compton where he's hitting a two-hander and you're never sure what you're going to get.
You can see him. He's holding that paddle on that backhand side for like a good, feels like 2 seconds.
Right, absolutely.
And Mike can sneak in on that a couple times.
Yeah, at a certain point, like you're just going to have to, maybe pressure that shot a little bit, blitz a little bit, or maybe set up a drive early and see if you can make something happen.
Yep.
So easy from the hut to say what you should do as we transition. Good thing they're warming up this ball, huh? Pretty frigid out there. This is one of those things that just lets you know that high-level players are just such creatures of habit.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
There's just no, I know we joke about that as warming up the ball, but if that thing's off by half an ounce, well, half an ounce is a lot, but if it's off by, a tenth of an ounce, that somebody's going to be like, I have made the adjustment.
Exactly.
I can feel the difference. I have the power.
I mean, that was a great first set.
I thought it was fantastic. It was exactly what I would have expected from these 4 players.
Yep.
And I do enjoy it when all 4 of these guys can start hitting shots the way that they are, those big, big smackers at each other, and nobody's irritated. It's we're just, we're out here playing a paddle tournament.
You step out on a court with some of these guys, you already expect it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's fun to see, the respect is there, obviously. All right, here we go. We are looking at the second set starting now. Wow, great volley from Dane. Good touch.
Look at that ball.
Nice. That is a tough pick right there.
Yeah, there might need to just slide a little bit over on that forehand.
Yeah, just a bit, but again, Tom has started to ramp up the speed a little bit. I mean, man, that's tough. Mike may be thinking about cramping up, considering it, deciding no. Okay, he's good. He's gonna play the full second set, I think.
But if Murphy hits one more of those forehands,
one more that drops onto the baseline after crossing the net by 6 feet.
Yes, he's done.
Yeah, I could see that. I think that one, however, is a little bit deep. It's just a great rip.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing to drive.
I remember 14 years ago when I was on the court for the first time, and I'm like learning under Tony Marino, and Yeah, never double drive. And then guys like Brian Compton come into the game, and they're like, never double lob.
Yeah, right. It is just fascinating to see the evolution of the sport.
Yep. Or maybe Tony was just telling me, don't ever double drive you, Warner.
Right, yeah. Maybe it was a more specific piece of information.
It just meant me.
Yeah, it's possible. I definitely feel like I've received that piece of advice from Mike Raleigh. All right, so first game goes to Compton Murphy, pretty much off of the drive for the most part.
Yeah, Dane and Mike, they got to stay. They got to stay in the set here. They got to keep it. They got to keep it tight. The thing with Brian is, he's going to get hot, and but he's going to give some points back, and so you got to weather that storm.
Yeah, it's tough, and I always enjoyed playing a match where my strategy was I hope that guy cools off.
Yes.
Really, not the place you like to be, but it's just part of the game.
I mean, it's impossible to play that good for 2 sets, right?
Right, and you're just here we go, showtime. Oh, and Dane's all over it because he's the bionic man.
Yep.
Oh no, that's too bad. Little miscommunication out of the middle.
I don't know who wins that battle.
I don't know. It's tough.
Tom
It was like
Murphy or Brian's
or Brian's paddle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more concerned about the damage that Tom Murphy would do
to the paddle.
To Brian's paddle.
Yeah. Okay. It must be 6-0-5-0.
Perhaps just kind of dialing it up for the second set. It is actually kind of interesting, and I do want to talk to Brian a little bit about the strategy there because I feel like he has a match management style that he is actually implementing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think that he's like, it's early in the second set. We've got some momentum. We're down 40-love. I'm going to try to hit this one.
Yeah.
And maybe it gets under their skin and turns into something. But if I miss it, it's 40-love, and we're, I'm actually kind of curious. I should ask him about that over, drinks.
For such a strong guy, Tom Murphy has a very elegant backhand lob.
It really,
so
the
elegant.
finesse is there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some fun.
Yeah.
This is one of the slowest points I've seen them play all
Yeah,
day.
this is clearly they've decided that they're maybe going to switch gears here in the second set. Oh, Dane putting his whole body into that one. Tom's there. That's great touch from really both sides, but isn't it interesting as well, and it was kind of what I was talking about with how Dane kind of likes to try to disguise his shots, but as a result, when he hits a big shot, he's like kind of off balance.
Yeah.
Right? Not kind of. I mean, he is definitely throwing himself off balance, but also with the hope that like all that extra energy is going to turn into something positive.
Well, you've seen a couple times now where, Dane has hit a couple cutters to Murphy, try to test his movement, and vice versa. Compton's been doing it to Dane, and I think those were 2 areas that were kind of working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of working, I wasn't working, and yet I was. I was over actually. We have maybe some rain in the forecast, and seeing as I'm responsible for all the microphones, it's like I'm home taking care of the rhododendrons. I got to make sure things are covered.
Right, but why is there ketchup all over your shirt?
He's already sensitive about it. Come on.
I'm sensitive to it. I don't know if I'm sensitive about it.
Listen, if you grabbed a burger, I understand, but at least share. Great rip. Look at Tom just absolutely flatten out a ball. That's kind of the first time we've seen him pull the trigger on that drive.
Yeah, well, and that's, goes back to what we said, off speed, off speed, off speed. Oh, look what I got. I got a big drive, too. He does hit a lot of those high forehand drives, though. That's good pace.
Very good, especially going cross court.
I like this angle where we just get to watch Mike work.
Yep. We should zoom in on the expression when he hits the ball. That's always wonderful. Everybody's got.
There we go.
There it is.
See, that was the first aggressive backhand that Tom has hit, where he kind of hit a waterfall, sort of.
You got to have the wrist strength. I don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't teach that. That's why all my guys have two-handed backhands.
Well, you know what? If that first
Nice
set
dig
was
by
out
Mike.
there,
Come on. Oh, wow.
good.
I love it. Mike also gets my vote over here for the most casual recovery. Because he'll spin on a ball like that and then absolutely walk at 2 miles an hour back and be like, listen, Dane, unless this next one comes right to me.
It's funny you say that because he used to call that the Will Colmar. Because he does the same. I don't know if you've noticed.
Nice hands.
He does the same thing. I think that they played doubles together, which is funny. There's just the casual.
Yeah.
No, listen. The best at that was, you'd be watching Banchilla with Araya in the backcourt. Juan crushes a ball through the, transition. Literally, Banchilla is tying his shoes, he's fixing his socks, and he's combing his hair on the way to the net.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Well, Alex is also one of those guys that can scrape a ball off the deck lower than anybody, where it's just dude, I thought this point, I turned around and started walking away, and he was like, I flipped that back.
He probably goes through a lot of paddles.
It hit the snowboard.
If he has to go through a lot of paddles, Coach, the best place to go, if in fact you still need paddles, I'm just making up for the fact that we missed some of the announcements.
I understand, and I appreciate you.
But for over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader, not second place or third place, but top of the heap in platform tennis. Knowledge, expert advice, fast inventory, you name it. And yes, ultimate customer service. That's how you heard me say it. 3 words, ultimate customer service. It will help any player find the perfect equipment to take their game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website carry all platform tennis brands. For more info, go to paddlepro.com. That's paddlepro.com.
Wow, great pick in transition.
Get down.
That's tough.
God, love that.
Oh, Dane
that's
read
why
that early.
You don't drive from the green, ladies.
Exactly. Thank you. Even at this level. Good point, Coach Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little on his back foot. Dane read it early.
Yep.
And stepped up and took it away. That was a sneaky little play there, but Dane was able to get around it and throw it back. But he did hold it a little bit longer on that particular ball.
By the way, I was out there. We've got I said it before. We got a heck of a crowd out there. Nice gallery. This is awesome.
Yeah, it was interesting because we did set up over here in what was the old Birchwood hut. They did a renovation a few years back and added a lot of space for their new hut. And this is now the nice pick.
Talk about shoelaces.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is now where we're at with the streaming is kind of the pro office, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, this hut wasn't too shabby either.
No, it's awesome.
But, yeah, Adam did tell me we needed to set up over here because there was going to be hundreds of people watching the tournament, which is probably accurate.
Well, you got both Adam and Allison in the tournament, and I'm sure a lot of the Birchwood crowd's going to be coming out and supporting them. And
yeah. No, I'm sure some of the Chicago CPTC live stream fans, Sean, would appreciate if you talked a little bit about home court advantage. Maybe we could work that in there.
It is such an untapped subject.
It really is.
Nobody talks about it, and it's just. Now you might be saying, well, Sean, what are you talking about? The court's the same everywhere you go. Maybe the lighting's a little different. I say different, not better or worse, especially in the daytime, as Coach McClure pointed out, rightfully. But no, I'm just saying sometimes if you play at a certain place on a regular basis, you do get a certain comfort level. That's kind of what I'm getting at. You just know certain places to go. I'm sorry, Coach Chris. Go ahead.
That's the testing the Dane right there.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
There's not many weaknesses, guys, on the court.
No.
And I wouldn't. And so you got to find something that is maybe not a strength.
Right.
There's very little things to identify, and that's what it comes to.
Again, uncharacteristic miss there. But
Yeah, a little
you're
bit.
so right, Coach Chris. Sometimes I even say it's about making the other team uncomfortable. How about just less comfortable?
Yep.
Because uncomfortable sometimes is not easy to do with
Yeah.
4 players like this.
Yeah, you're not making these guys uncomfortable. You just got to find something that's just a little weaker than the rest.
Right.
It was interesting. A couple of weeks ago, John Noble was on the stream, and he said something that really resonated with me, which was essentially the idea that you're not even necessarily trying to get somebody to miss a volley as much as you might be trying to hit a dead spot on their paddle.
Great point.
Which I thought was like a
I
really
love
unique
that.
way of thinking about it like that. That maybe maybe you can just get them in kind of an awkward position, or hit a little spot where they're off the edge instead of dead center, and all of a sudden that's the little spot that you need in order to win a point. But it really does kind of change the mindset sometimes from trying to win with a single shot to just kind of finding this tiny little margin.
Speaking of, a little bit of momentum right now for Dane and Mike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up 3-1, 30 love. They're looking good.
Yes.
Nice touch.
And just so we know, they will go a full third. That is correct, right?
Yeah,
They
playing
go
a full
third
2 out of
if
3
they
regular
do
scoring all the way
Get
through.
there. That's the way it happens here on the APTA Tour.
Hopefully we didn't jinx them, Sean.
No, I know. Sorry. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Dane. Yeah.
And after
There we
you
go.
said it,
Dinner's on me.
There we go.
Dinner's always
first
on me.
missed reset
Especially the ketchup.
overhead of the. That's
But,
okay.
And by the way, somebody must have gave Murphy the memo that the live stream guys are like, he just hits a soft backhand. he's hit 2 backhand
Screamers.
waterfalls now.
He absolutely has.
He hammered that last forehand drive, too.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the 21-22 APTA Tour is 16 tournaments. Yes, it is. 4 Grand Prix and Nationals, 10 of which are live streamed. The Birchwood Open, which is what you're watching presently, is the 15th tournament on the 2022 APTA Tour and the 9th to be live streamed. Just in case you were wondering, there is an end of the season APTA Cup that will be awarded, which, includes $40,000 in prize money. Nothing to sneeze your nose at. To the top 4
Or
players.
anything else.
No,
Don't sneeze anything else
sneeze
out of
anything
the
else.
air.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Any other, if there's a way to do that,
don't
which
do
I
it.
think there is.
Don't do it.
We've got to check that out medically. There are some doctors in the house. Men's and women's standing based on the APTA Tour results, and each player's best 6 results will count. Yeah, that's good. Count.
We'll cut it out. It's fine.
That's right. The count.
It's
The
not
count. 1, 2.
We're doing it live.
Yeah.
Welcome to our tape stream.
We're not gonna fix it in the mix. Oh, that's right. We're live. Anyway, each player's best results will count toward their APTA Cup results. Kind of exciting, and all these guys are in this thing.
Yeah. All right, well, Dane and Mike up 4-1 now. I think this is a big game.
You betcha.
It's not our 7th game, but it's still a big game. Ah, boy. Time to
Look
run.
at him. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just so you know, the 1 or 2 of you that are listening at home, that is
160,
not
165.
awesome. That is not an easy shot.
No, handcuffed him on that one.
And
for
walking
sure.
backwards, I mean, and he did a pretty good job of even keeping it near the court.
Right. Well, you just saw that Brian just flattened that forehand out so fast. Got that pop volley. His screen drive is so smooth.
It is.
That's trouble. Okay.
Nice.
Good touch. Wow.
Nice cutter.
That's heavy ball when it goes right in the body like that.
I'll share.
And now we're going to get a nice little glare off the court as the sun comes out, so you're going to get the same view that Dane Schmigall is getting out of the deuce corner.
It's like on Golden Pond, Coach.
This is a quick one.
Or like it's the sequel.
Yeah, get away, son. There you
Am
go.
I the oldest one here?
Get out of there.
Again, I love the
Am I?
date of birth 1960s.
Am I the Katharine
references.
Hepburn of the group? Yeah, I think I am.
That's all right. It's fine. Everybody's got to play their role.
I think you're going to have to drive. Anyway, so yeah,
that's the first kind
my
of like
God.
backhand push drive I've seen like Tom try to go for anything there.
he's probably cursing himself. Why didn't I swing it then?
Probably because we were talking about it on the live stream.
That's right. Darn it. Up, here we go.
Tough.
See, we're jinxing him.
Yeah, little momentum swing.
This is an issue.
Going back the other way here. And again, relatively fast points as we're getting, midway through this second set. And that's, I'm going to call that a sun miss there, as you're playing in clouds and then you got to adjust and there's a little glare coming in and out. It could be something else, but I'm giving him credit.
Yeah, that's a big volley.
Oh, it dropped in. What a pick by
Wow.
Dane.
Oh.
And Brian's
You know,
there.
I got to tell you, I did like that move.
Yeah.
Kind of blitz behind that little off speeder.
Yeah, and he picked it so early and was able to, shovel it down the line, but Brian read it. And he's ready to go.
Shoveling is something I've been doing for years, Coach.
As well you should.
You know what?
Nice
I
pick.
got to put this guy on the mic.
Yeah.
Hold on. You sure? Okay, the ratings are going to go right up, Carl. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, whatever.
Great ball.
We're getting hugs from a Carl Morgan over here.
I was going to say, yeah. So,
Hey, thanks for dropping by.
You
Yeah,
know what?
I know.
You smell good.
you do.
You smell very good. That shower from 3 days ago.
It's paying off. All right, so I'm curious to actually see what happens there, because I wouldn't be surprised if Brian and Tom just made a decision to swing their way back into the match.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right? And, you can't really blame them, because it's kind of what, worked so well in the first set, even though it was relatively close. But, maybe they can just kind of, get a few errors here and there.
Some
or some
momentum.
short balls like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was what they were trying to build.
Yep.
No
yep.
question. It's amazing because they're still kind of within shooting distance.
Yep.
You lose, you're down 4 love. I almost understand swinging it, trying to get back in or just get a feel for something you're going to do. In the third, presumably, that's the way it's going to. What a touch!
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah.
See, but again, this goes
Nice
what
try.
I said. If you're always going off speed,
Yep.
they're gonna read it. They're gonna drop you, right? And that's
Exactly.
the way you gotta look for it.
No question. So are we at game here? Wait, no, that was game. Is it? Are we looking for?
I think
Is
we're,
it 4
I think we're at
4-3?
deuce.
Is it?
No, I think we're still at
Still at
deuce.
deuce?
Yeah,
Why am I?
good pick.
Guess I shouldn't have had that cough syrup.
I do know that it's always interesting to keep track, especially in warm weather paddle, where you feel like the transitions are so constant, where you start to go like, wait, didn't we do this already?
Yes.
But I'm with you.
Oh, I thought Smacker was getting ready.
Yes.
to
Yes. So
line
did
up.
I. There. That's funny. Got to think maybe he caught a little bit of the sunlight there, Coach Chris. Like, in other words, maybe he just had a little trouble with the viewing right
Yeah.
there. Because it's funny you say that. I thought he was just going to
Yeah.
mash that thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask because there's varying, opinions on it. But
That's
the
such
I
a good volley.
formation, are we all in agreement that it actually is pretty effective on a regular basis? Some people don't like it because they figure, you know what, it actually doesn't work out, especially depending on who the players are. But you're
Yeah.
better off just going Australian. What do you think, Coach Chris?
Well, I would say it's funny. I actually find Australian much more effective in paddle than in tennis.
That's exactly what
There's
people
just
say.
too much court to cover.
No, it's absolutely true.
Too much court to cover. This court here, I got enough mobility to make the I formation work here.
What's
you
that
know?
like? I don't know what it, to have mobility at all. I don't know what that is like. Look at it. Wow.
I think it's almost more of a tool for changing rhythm than it is about
Exactly, Coach.
hitting any particular shot.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, all right, like they've been hitting this target and they've seen this, and maybe we can make them think about it at least in the
Yep.
middle of a swing, or
Yep.
or change direction on a ball that
Oh, that's
Nice hands, both
Really
teams.
good, incredible pace. What I mean by that is, in other words, way to control the pace.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the other thing is, I guess you could say, because a court is so much smaller than, say, a tennis court, Coach Chris, that you probably can get away with a little bit more, because let's face it, most of the drives down the middle you're taking away if you are playing the eye.
Good lob.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Dodge time.
Where's that Neo-like Matrix thing from Marino there to get out of the way of that thing?
He made a solid effort. It's just that if Brian hits a ball Mach 3,
It's true,
it's
yeah.
just,
That's
not
tough.
a lot
Yeah.
you can do.
Yeah, that was afterburner right there.
There was no successful dodge. I actually think Marino did the right thing. He started to try to slide off the side of the court, but Brian had already decided he was going down the line. So he kind of took the steam away early.
Backside screen drive.
Yeah, when I get hit by a car, I just lean into it. I don't like to shy away.
Yeah, no, I would say hold your ground.
Right,
You know, you can't
exactly.
hurt steel, Sean.
No.
Where that roller sit from? Middle of no man's land.
Little D.
We're going to work on that in the next practice. Is the roller from 4 feet outside the service line?
That's
kinda
Carl
like- it's
Morgan's
kinda
best shot.
It's kind of like when you're shooting 3-pointers from half
Yeah,
court.
right. We're going to work on the 30-foot three today. All right, so it looks as though Compton and Murphy have
That was the all-important 7th game. And I think it's important that
so
both-
it is 7.
I'm not even saying that
We
for
were-
the stream. That's
did we
just for
say it
my
was the 8th
co-announcers
Okay,
to
I'm just going to say,
understand.
okay, I thought it was
At
8th.
Michigan Shores, we tell our players, if you lose that 7th game, you just quit. Just start the next set right away.
Get the
Conserve your
beers
energy.
ready. That's right.
What happened? Oh, we lost 5-2, 5-2. That was it. We quit in both of those sets. We lost that 7th game.
If you're
our coach said it
performing-
wasn't worth.
You know, Coach,
you know,
if
there's
you're
just no way we can-
performing that poorly,
We were up 5-1. We lost that 7th game. Forfeit.
there's no reason to go on living.
Yeah, down in flames. Sorry.
Is that a gas pipe over there? I'm just going to go.
No,
know.
it's fine. It's fine.
If you're doing that poorly, though, Coach, don't you think maybe some certification might actually work for you?
I mean, probably. Where are the certifications again?
Well, and I just want to make sure I explain that the Professional Platform Tennis Registry does have certification programs that they have on a regular basis. They do on a regular basis all around the country. So just in case you are teaching this, our favorite sport, platform tennis, paddle, whatever, what have you, hacking with your paddle, the certification programs are located all over the country. The next 2 are coming up, well, on the East Coast in Long Island. The location is to be announced, but that's on Sunday, March 20th. And then there's one here in the Chicago area, and that's a course as well to be announced. I don't know why we haven't announced that one. I thought it was on Wednesday, but maybe that's premature for me to say that. And that's on Sunday, April 3rd. Consult pptr.org if you are interested. All right.
I think there's going to be a little glare out of that corner. I'm going to stay away from that camera angle for a few minutes.
I don't know, it was making me cry.
Just so far away.
On the back
Closer
foot.
to the baseline than he is to the
Yes.
service line when he hits that roller.
That's percentage for him, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, what the?
See?
Wow.
See? You know what?
Announcers
No,
jinx.
you know,
Jinx,
he's
so.
like, look, guys, this is why I hit from no man's land. I'm higher percentage there than I'm inside the service boxes.
Either that or he's point shaving. I don't know what the, because I mean, that was so far wide. It was like, I feel like it's the color of money, and he's Tom Cruise. He's like missing on purpose now. Let's keep it close.
He wants the Vegas payout.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I'm going to point out the very first movie reference that's in the 2000s.
You know what?
You mean the remake?
Feel free to take a nap because it's probably not going to happen. Wow. Yeah.
Nice pick.
I think I'm here for that generation, though, Chris. I think that's what it is. Like we need an 80 and over, and Albrecht is the only one we could get
Nice touch,
this
Tom. Wow.
in this price range. So
Such a great move. You know, he's so good at recognizing, too, when Brian has bailed out, right? So
he is.
he's just like, well, if you're not here anymore, then I get free clearance to make
Yes,
moves because
yes.
you're gonna
Yes.
cover the backcourt.
it's not like he's not capable. I can't believe he missed it.
Cool to say. That's just a little wide, yeah.
That's a nice shot, though. I like, even though you're right, there's a little glare there, Coach. It's kind of, I don't know. Uh-oh.
Oh,
He's there.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, good pick,
Atta
Mike.
boy, Mike.
See, now they're reading a little bit now the blitz, right? When Tom's coming in, so that was great. These are the little adjustments that players have to make, and these guys are the best at it.
Oh,
He's there.
smacked
Come on.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, but you don't.
Didn't touch the net.
Yes.
Way to hide behind your paddle.
Yes.
Come on, Dane.
Oh,
Get
my
there.
goodness.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stop it.
This is how a point should be played
You
every
bitch.
time for anyone watching at home.
All right, am I overstepping my bounds here? Can we should probably isolate one of these points and send it to ESPN and go, hey man, a little love for the top 10. No? Could we get away with
Somebody's got a contact,
that?
I'm
You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Somebody works for Disney.
It's only fair. I mean, this.
Oh,
it's
he
in there.
got
No
it.
way.
Wow.
Mo with the touch.
Brian let it
Does
go,
he do
thinking
that?
it was going to drift wide, and
I
it
think
caught the
I think
line.
he kind of injured himself. going
Meanwhile,
back for
Mike
this.
is bleeding after
Yeah.
diving across the court 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. He doesn't.
I
care.
like how he rubs the blood.
Yeah,
Then
What
it's
a
red.
trooper.
Yeah, right.
What a trooper.
I like the blood on my forehead.
I mean,
thank
it's
you.
fine.
Yeah.
You know, blood sport. 4.
All right, we're getting closer. That's mid-80s.
Wait, you mean they made a fourth? I didn't even know they made a sequel.
We are renaming next year's Birchwood Open the Kumite, by the way. Good dodge, Brian, to get
You
your
are
face
next.
out of the way.
Matt's going to make somebody say Matei.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from
Yeah,
him.
see, they're
Nice
blitzing.
He's there.
volley.
He's there.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep, starting to make some moves off
Yep.
of that kind of
a great
mid-range volley.
Well, Tom's getting caught off in that a little bit with the volley, and so they're taking advantage of it.
Yep.
hey man, you look, as quick as Brian Compton is, if
There's
you
one.
can get
Ooh.
it back there where he can't get it, that was a good move. Oh boy,
Nice hands.
look at this! No, oh,
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, Mike over there to cover, hoping that a ball
exactly.
goes through, but they just kept putting the ball right on Dane's body. Couldn't quite get out of the way.
Yeah.
But and again, to your point, Chris, Tom Murphy, hands o lightning. Doesn't seem to matter.
You know, you don't typically see half volleys at the semifinal levels.
No,
It's a good point.
that's irony because I've never been to this.
I see.
That's all I do. I can't get in there. They say, Sean, you're walking in. That's me
It's
running.
a tough pick. I'm going as fast as I can.
Sean's like, I try to stay balanced when I make my first volley.
What am I saying? I try to stay balanced, just standing up. Oh. Love the communication here by Marino and Schmidgall, though. Things are getting a little crucial.
Yep.
It's like, hey, man, not a bad idea. Upset the rhythm a little bit, if that's possible even, but
And what a great lesson to take home, honestly, for as much as these guys have played together.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, just so many matches, so many hours on court together.
great point.
And
Look at that
still
switch. That was slick.
Yep.
being willing to take the time to, Brian, fully in the deuce alley, hitting that drive. Yeah, but just being willing to take the time and hit the reset button and say, here's what we're going to focus on.
A student the other day talked about paddle in 60-something degree weather, and they were saying they just don't realize how much you'll perspire out there, and it was almost disconcerting for them. And sometimes I just wonder if that is I don't think it's much, in this weather I don't think it's as much of a big deal, but it's amazing how much you're going to be moving, even if it does look like they're not moving as much. If it's a long match, that'll take something out of you.
Yep. Great drive, too, picking Mike's hip on that drive.
Yeah.
Going stick side.
Nice touch.
No confusion right
That
there.
might have been Mike's first high backhand
Yeah.
overhead there.
It was one of those like, Dane, are you taking this one? Are you?
Because I kind of want you to, but it's all right if you're not going to.
All right, it's either on Golden Pond or Footloose. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm talking about the dance scene. Anyway, the first Footloose. Yes, I'm saying
Nice
the Kevin
return.
Bacon. Right. Okay. All right. Fine.
Yeah, good return.
It's the AARP commentator. Yeah.
That ball might be gone forever.
Wow. That's the first one in a I can't. Of course, in this weather, I'm surprised we don't see more of that every so often. Just losing one.
Yeah, a little temperature spike, and all of a sudden somebody maybe puts an overhead over the screen. You see it, you'll see it a couple of times a match here and there.
Did you ever see that Mark Parsons, hot tip where he's like talking about, hey, you want to save energy for your match, and he was like, don't be the hero that gets the ball. Be the guy that's like, I see it. And he goes, what that's going to do is going to cut down on 1/100th of a step of a mile that you have to. And he's like, that's going to be the difference maker.
Yeah, that's the one, and that's what you need deep in a third set final.
Yeah, it's funny. We had a junior paddle
Just a
lesson,
little
and
wide
I said the
there.
exact opposite to the kids. I was like, the kid that will go get the ball, that's going to be the best paddle player you got on your team.
because of the
I'm like,
effort.
yeah, exactly. So, you see that, and then everybody wants to go out the door and get that ball. Which
Suddenly
is what
back to deuce.
you know what? Of course it is.
Brian should have never gone to get that ball.
Oh.
Totally threw him off rhythm.
There he goes, point shaving again. What was that?
It goes right back
That
to
was
what we
actually
said.
Tom point shaving this time, which is really a good idea. You don't want the same guy doing it twice.
I mean, I shouldn't say that because return-wise, this is kind of what these players are looking at
It's
right
true.
now. So it can't be the easiest of conditions to be
No.
tracking that ball right now.
Yeah.
But that is not a game that they're going to be happy to let slip away.
Exactly.
Although I got to say that occasionally the reset overhead to the parking lot does work. You lose the point, but you gain the time.
Exactly.
Chance to breathe, regain your composure.
So we're at 5. I mean, regardless of what the score you see on the screen right now, it is 5-4. Marino and Schmidgall have taken the lead here in the second set. The last first one 7-6. Here at the Birchwood Open in bucolic, historic Highland Park at the Birchwood Club. And did I mention again, the viewing is phenomenal in the new paddle hut? Floor to ceiling windows. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Here we go.
The all-important 9th game, guys. You don't want to lose this one.
Yeah.
I see Matt's wheels spinning.
I feel like I should tell the story about where the 7th game thing comes from, but I'll save it for the women's final.
Wasn't Bruce Willis in that movie?
Where the 7th game comes from?
That's a fifth. Sorry.
That's the 5th element.
Was
Or
that
the 7th
2000
son?
something?
The 7th son.
Seventh Son. That was a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here we go. I was going to say, it's probably, again, that side, more to your point, coaches, because
Yeah.
I think you both made that point.
Yep.
But, it's just tougher on this side where you get to the other side, it's like, I can see.
I like how Matt goes, all right, this is what they're dealing with, but we're not going to deal with it, so we go back.
We don't have to.
Yeah,
exactly.
but I'm going to choose to because
Yep.
I
Just to
think,
give you an idea of what you're going to have to put up with.
in the spirit of camaraderie.
Right.
Yes.
If you're able to vie for that APTA Cup.
Fun fact, no one has ever spelled camaraderie correctly. It's not possible. It's wrong in the dictionary. That's my favorite part.
I'm not even sure what it means. Obviously.
Real supportive as a
There's
co-anchor
a big,
there.
big surprise there. Sean doesn't know what the word
Can't even
camaraderie
figure out what
means.
that means. Nice little spin move
Most
there from
selfish guy.
Mike in the corner.
In the history of the world. At least the paddle world. The world of paddle.
Nice pick.
Backhand roller from one step out of the baseline.
Yep.
All right, now
There's a heavy ball.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Mike. Good pick.
Yeah, I just don't know that attacking Mike in the deuce is the play.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious if maybe what they were dealing with sun-wise, they were trying to throw back at him, but it doesn't seem like he's struggling at all.
Yeah. Well, look, once you get to chase the ball, from behind, that's coming from behind. The sun's no longer a factor.
Yeah, right. Good point. And outside of the first set, those big heavy rollers at his deuce corner, he's converted all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a great move and a great volley by Dane.
Picking that hip again.
Yep. Nice hands, stable.
Yeah, you kind of want to make the sun a factor when you're, when you're hitting your overheads. You want them to kind of be facing you, make them block a few more.
Yeah.
There we go. That's been the point today. Dane trying to hit a couple slashes.
Dane's cutter into the deuce side in particular.
Is nasty.
Can be a troubling shot. Yeah.
Oh.
Brian read that so early.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe Brian just hits all of his shots from three-quarters court. Maybe when he's at the baseline, he steps up to drive from there with a jumping Marat Safin backhand, and then when he hits his overheads, he just plays them from there. Maybe that's where he should be all the time.
Today we're going to work on swinging at everything.
New rule: Brian gets to serve from three-quarters court. It's just his game. It's just
listen,
the way it goes.
You never want to be in no man's land unless you're Ryan Thompson.
Then you play best from no man's land.
Well, once again, though, the gallery is getting their money's worth here with this match.
Tough and quick turn there. I'm pretty sure it's 5-all.
I think so.
I love how Murphy just closes in quickly, just in case. And then Bryant's behind just to be ready for that lob coming back. Ooh. Is that a little bit off the edge?
Wow.
I gotta tell you,
It's a lot of style, though.
I love those attempts.
You know what I mean?
Like,
That's what I mean.
I
That's
really
a lot
do.
of style.
I just think that there's those moments where, you just kind of go like, you know what? I'm kind of sensing that, maybe somebody's on their heels and I can change direction with this one.
But I did love how he looked at the edge of his paddle when he walked back.
This thing's defective.
It was the paddle on that one.
Yeah, clearly I've chipped the edge of this paddle to the point where it's no longer behaving appropriately.
Do you think he's got to go to the paddlepro.com to get a new paddle, Coach? Because he...
I don't think he has to go there yet.
My favorite is there was an adult recreational tennis drill I used to run. There was this one guy, hour and a half he spent looking at his strings after every miss, just staring at it like, maybe it is the strings. You keep looking at them after every shot.
What club was this? I was probably the stringer.
No, this was at 5-star.
Oh, never mind. No, that wouldn't have been me. There's an uncharacteristic miss. Tom doesn't miss a lob like that, especially cross court.
I think we should start bringing that into paddle. Like, just start looking at your paddle like there's strings. Every time you miss, like, just staring at it.
This thing is just
There's no grit right here.
Some of my favorite pro players get angry at their shoes. You ever see that? Somebody will be sliding all over the place, and Djokovic does it sometimes. Where on clay, he'll be sliding around, and he'll fall
Mike
down.
Misses the drop volley,
and all of a sudden he'll get angry at his shoes.
Just
smack him with a racket.
As a territory rep for definitely shoes, but mostly racket products, I probably get cursed as much as anyone. That darn Sean for the freaking Eclipsions, they're just
the
worst.
It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Tom Murphy, he had the miss, but breaking out the one-handed backhand topspin drive.
Yeah.
You really see probably about 5 guys hit that shot.
You got to be feeling confident.
Yeah.
The clue is hit it well, Coach.
You're
right, because not everybody can do that.
You got a Matic, you got a Durant, you have a Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
Guys that can do one-arm push-ups. That's what you need.
Araya hits a pretty good one. When he drives it, no? Am I wrong?
Does he top it?
Yeah, but he doesn't. He's got a very classic kind of grip. So look at this move.
Look at that.
Nice move there.
RoboCop.
Dane to take that away to go up 6-5 in the second set.
Wow. Isn't this deja vu? Didn't this happen last time?
I feel like, yeah, we've had a similar circumstance happen once before.
All right. Now the glare coming from the door to the court looks like a time door. You know what I mean? Like it looks like
I mean, what are we going to get, Sean?
Stargate. Let's do Stargate.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's close enough. ET would be way too old. I mean, even for me. That was a good move. Look at Dane with the leggings get back there so quick. I guess the bionics are working again now that there's not a lot of humidity. But anyway,
they've really the biggest adjustment honestly has been Marino on the deuce side when he's over there having situations where he's able to counterattack.
Oh, what a
right?
pick.
I mean, they're still going hard at his corner, but he just really has flipped the switch, and he doesn't look uncomfortable at all, and he's hitting just balanced counter-punch drives.
Yep.
In the middle of all that, did you guys catch that Murphy pick? That was amazing. Come on, man.
That's why
he passed Dane on the blitz like that cross court. You can't do that.
But that's why I think, maybe it's just we're going hard at the deuce, but I think the success was more about, Dane was there, but he was struggling to keep up with the ball, and I think maybe they need to be attacking a little bit in the ad side, just a little bit.
Exactly.
Test the mobility over there.
Well, and there's always, I don't know, maybe I'm missing it, but the sun a little bit here, you might want to stay to the ad side just because you're going to be dealing with the glare.
Oh.
The bounce overhead slice.
Okay, I'm going to say it. If you have this many options, is it me? But sometimes you just feel like you can do anything you want.
Did anybody tell Brian that it's 5'6", 30-15?
That might be percentage for him. I don't know.
What's interesting is we were here in a similar spot because I know that he played in one of the semis of one of our first live streams on the 355, and he hit that shot like 5 times.
Yeah.
Where he let a ball bounce. Oh, nice.
Yes.
Pick.
Oh. Almost too much management from Mike Marino.
That is a great point.
I mean, and I'm not knocking him. He had to move over to cover for his partner, but it's almost like if Dane can get back there, I guess you're better to stay in the middle of the court.
Yeah.
Or at least on your side. That was a hell of a volley, too.
Yeah. Somehow you knew that was going to happen.
That's just a languid backhand lob.
They got to get a switch in here, though.
There we go. What a good call there.
Way to go, Chris.
Impressive. This is why I'm telling you.
Oh, get in. Take that.
I'm lucky to
they
be
didn't
here.
move in.
Oh. They did not.
You got to make a wall right there.
You're up or you're back.
Yep.
One of the two. You can't.
But you know what?
And the mistake there for Brian is not trying to hit that from 3/4 court, and as we all know,
he would have
made that shot for
no
sure.
Question.
But we are
going
to bring you a third set, which is always exciting for everyone involved. And we're going to take a minute from our sponsors.
You said there's overtime for 3 sets, right?
Right back. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. I got
Overtime
you covered. No problem. Paying you in crypto. All right, these players are going to take a little break, and if you guys need to hit the restroom or anything, now's the time because.
Can we order
at
pizza?
the same time?
Yeah.
You order a pizza.
You can order pizza. Yeah, that's no problem. I'm happy to do it.
Caleb, the audio engineer, just perked up. He just woke up. What the heck?
Caleb, my
about the pizza.
My personal assistant or son, whatever you want to call him. I don't know his official title, but. It's nice enough to help us run cable today and do all kinds of stuff. Well, shout out to him
for a phenomenal
job. Helping out. And also, he hasn't eaten anything yet, so it's pretty exciting. I'm telling you, dude, just go over to the hut, grab whatever you can find.
I've been eating enough for everybody, Caleb, so don't worry about it. I got it. I got the board, buddy. If you want to take a break, don't worry. I got it. We're going to let this play because it's about Coach Matt anyway.
Sean's got some ketchup on his shirt if you want.
Speaking of ketchup, yes.
Sure you can make it
I
happen.
meant to ask you, who is this?
This is an original. This is an original. This is a Sean Albrecht special that he put together so we could have some bump music for
You wrote this?
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he made it. He mixed it himself. It's pretty
Is that your
excellent.
vocals?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. That's
Seriously?
my new wave. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
That's my new wave
It's
voice.
great.
That's about as good as I can get. You
Yeah.
know, I can't do any better than that.
Well, he's much better at rapping, but I mean,
Presence?
But, yeah.
There's no. I don't. Are you kidding? But
Yeah.
anyway, no. So we just got to watch what we put on the air. So if we have any copyright issues, and
Yeah.
obviously I'm not going to sue anybody. I don't have the money.
no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't
there
sue
you go.
anybody. Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as we have the license for it, I'm sure it's fine.
Exactly. But yeah, so yeah. As a matter of fact, I was going to say that half of these tournaments, more than half of them, are streamed, and we're going to try to make sure we expand that even for 22-23, from what I understand. We're going to try to stream as many as possible even next year. Because as we were saying, 10 of the 16 of the APTA Tour are streamed right now. So we're looking to do even better than that. Right now, I got to tell you something. You come to one of these tournaments, which I highly recommend for those of you who are paddle fans, and maybe you're in the area, and you just show up here. Some of the coolest things are some of the outer matches that you may not even see on the live stream or on the broadcast are awesome matches. You can see some great. I mean, right now we're in the what is the old paddle hut or the former big paddle hut, and we're broadcasting, but we get to watch just a really, really good match with Ben McKnight and Vuk. I don't know, do we know the other two guys on the other side of the court? They're unbelievable players too. And it's a great match. I mean, you just come out here, get to watch, I mean, especially in weather like this, get to watch a little paddle.
Yeah, these
It's a real
tournaments are
high
so
quality.
fun.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
The depth, especially of the tour events,
It's
has
amazing.
been awesome, and super fun to to watch all the way through and track everybody through the draw. And
Oh yeah. Do we have a copy of the draw? Or
we do have a copy of
You
the
know,
draw.
let's throw that
Thank
up
you
there
for
because I think we
asking.
wanted to make sure we did that just to show everybody at home what it's like. Because I mean, it's kind of an all-star. You got some all-stars in here. Some of the best paddle players in the nation are in these draws.
I got to tell you that Vuk
Yes.
he is fun to watch. I saw them on the live stream that you guys did a few weeks back, and now he's right here, right in front of us. And,
Yes.
he has just got a boatload of talent.
Oh, there's no question about it. Former Marquette tennis player. As a matter of fact, it's funny, we were talking about this. This is one of the things that I think a lot of players that get into paddle that aren't racket sports people, they have issues with because they get in and then they start playing against tennis players. And, even at the lower, in the series like 27, 30 or whatever, you get guys moving up the ranks pretty quick because they have racket skills. And it's kind of disheartening for somebody who just starts out, but you realize that paddle, as much as it is a racket sport, it is not tennis.
Right.
Tennis is a completely different thing. You're not going to be hit anywhere near as many winners on the paddle court as you will on the tennis court.
And that's the thing, though, is you see a lot of these tennis players, and they all could come in with very similar talents. But
Yes.
you just see that some players just naturally
Yeah.
understand this game
Yep.
right away.
Either that or they're disciplined enough to realize they have to do certain things,
Right.
and they can't get away with certain things. That's
Right.
the tough part, I think, for most tennis players is that, look, you can't do that. I know it feels, you can't rush the net behind your return all the time, necessarily. I mean, you probably get away with that a little bit more, I suppose, but, you don't necessarily stay back, try to hit passing shots. There's really no such thing. There's the draw.
We got a little
Thank you, Coach.
image of the draw here. And,
Phenomenal.
you can see these guys battling all the way through here today.
Do we have a score on the other semifinal, guys?
I don't, but we could send a runner over to.
That's a
to
long way
grab
to
it.
send,
That's me,
Caleb.
by the way. I'll go get the score. It's fine.
5
It's all the way across the room.
Morgan. Okay, sounds like we have Adam Morgan and Matek Chizinski up 5-2 in the third set.
Again, a battle. Amazing.
By the way, those guys I think started after this match, and
Wow.
but Mike Marino's been taking about a 40-minute break in
You know
between
what?
sets. So
I don't know if that's strategic, but I like it.
He's probably getting some text advice from Tony Marino.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, this is what we need to do.
I'm telling you, I have so many Mike Marino stories, not to paint him a certain way, but I just can't tell them all on the air. I know. I'm trying to pick them out and just, I'm
Take
just
your
saying.
time.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I apologize. I had to reset that graphic. All right, we're looking at a little third set action.
Yeah, this is going to be real interesting.
Did that clip him?
I don't think it did.
No?
It's funny you say that. I was thinking the same thing, but I think you got out of the way
Couldn't
of that
quite tell.
All right, so 30 love.
30 love.
Schmidt-Gall. Oh,
That's tough.
usually you can follow through on the backhand volley.
Yeah, that's been a play a little bit today. I mean, we've seen it in the women's earlier in the semis.
Sure.
We're seeing it here, like, hey, go hard at the guy and make him have to make the volley, right?
Yeah, you're seeing it a little bit more from the deuce side as well, right? Where
Sure.
there seems to be a little bit more of that like cross-court forehand return, maybe
Yep.
jamming somebody up, especially if they start Aussie or mix-up formations. Kind of creates that little jam sandwich.
I love the food analogies. I'm just going to say anything that has to do with cuisine. Yeah, I'll take it.
I don't think anything will ever top though the burgers in the locker room segue a few weeks ago.
That's a good point. There's Tom again. He's just going to do everything at the net.
Not a lot of clubs resort to that, by the way. They really don't know what they're doing. There's an art form to the burgers in the locker room, and if you
Yeah, no,
if you really know what you're doing,
it's almost a lost art, I
yeah,
would say.
right, sure.
And if you guys play your cards right, the locker room burger theme could be also the next home court advantage.
Yeah, if only. That was a fancy direction change there from
Yes.
Brian. I thought for sure he was going to take that ball to the ad side.
Almost held it a la Schmidt-Gall there.
Oh,
Look at, he goes for the drive off that ball.
Yeah, and
that was tough.
that's the advantage of hitting off speed screen drives because it just doesn't give you the time to be able to run them down the way when we see some of these players just cracking them off.
right. There it is
There it is
again.
again. Yep.
Same
Big.
thing.
This
Just
is
putting
where
that ball in
likes
that
to
right pocket.
And he likes to
Yeah.
flatten it out too, Coach. It looks like sometimes he'll
Yeah.
roll it with more top. That one he flattened out. Look at this.
He's had a couple of those plays, Dan.
That's a nice little
Yeah.
tweener. Dane is so good at getting out of the way, and he looked at Brian
Right.
instead of watching the ball hit his paddle.
Yeah.
for that
And it was,
volley.
just
We've all been
Yeah.
there.
so tough to do. He was like, I'm putting
There's
this
a
ball right on him.
There's a fine line between peaking just amount and peaking too long.
Right.
Yes. And peaking in high school, yes.
Never
So-
peek in high school. That was one of the rules in my house.
I love that rule.
So I peaked in junior high.
Yeah. Way to beat the odds, Chris.
Nice strategy. Always the strategist. Oh, okay. So it's advantage Schmidt-Gall Marino here after being up. Look at this.
Oh, nice touch. Let's
know.
play some pickleball. What do you
Why
say?
not? How did he wrist that back in? That was impressive.
Awesome.
There. See, but that's the wrong guy.
That's the
Probably.
the wrong
again.
guy.
Maybe
Again,
even the
Mike
wrong
has,
side, maybe,
Mike has really handled that ball so well.
And plus the sun's
Going for an extra.
plus the
juicy
sun's
one.
coming from there too. It's like a double whammy. Like, all right, I'm going to go hard at the deuce.
And I've blinded myself.
Yes,
Exactly.
Mike's going to run it down and hammer me. So,
I like, you know what? I got to give Tom some style points for that one because being down an ad point, going after that,
Yeah.
and he almost actually pulled it off.
Yeah, but I do think that there is just an element, that maybe it's so easy because it feels like paddle is a game of errors. But like, if you're that close to the net and you get that look, and
Yes.
there's a chance that you're going to be able to end a point, I think a lot of great players now are just taking their swing and
Yeah.
just being like, you know what? The next time I get a game point, I'm going to make one of those.
It's existential, Coach.
Yeah.
It's on Golden Pond, basically. That's what it is.
it's
It's where you're just
crisis.
feeling, you're feeling life right there,
I am just absolutely thinking about all the decisions that have led me up to this moment.
we wonder why AMC theaters are going under. It's like, we can't find a reference in the past 20 years.
That's really has more to do with who's producing the stream, I think. More
That's a good point. That's a good point.
By the way, it looks like we have a winner in that other semifinal for the men's.
So it looks like Morgan
Yep, Matic and Adam will come
Matic and
they
Chervinsky.
pulled it off. So they're in the final.
And Adam Morgan. I guess Adam is the director here at Birchwood, or co-director with his wife Allison, so I guess you can talk about home court advantage then.
Exactly.
For sure, and it will absolutely mean something. Always fun to have both directors in the final. That's a cool thing.
No question.
Well, there's obviously some kind of shenanigans going on.
I don't think there's any
tournament
question.
directing.
Nobody wanted to mention it until now. We're going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Want the home court advantage to mean something as if it doesn't mean anything anyway.
Right, exactly.
I'll just keep calling myself fat, and it'll be
That's
fine.
whatever. Just go to what works.
Oh, it's been working.
Nice shot. I mean, Tom made
at
those
that.
couple of digs in a row look easy, but I mean, those were buried in the corner. Scooped them up.
Look at that.
Wow.
Oh.
Talk about just mixing up your targets
Yeah.
with your drive, right?
By the way, when have you seen him hit a one-handed backhand drive chip?
You know what's
We haven't seen
interesting
it.
is the only other one that I saw was one that he missed wide in
Right.
the second
Yeah.
set, and it's the
Right.
reason they lost the second set. Clearly,
that's-
that was the shot that cost them.
But that's the thing is,
And he tries it again.
we're not,
What kind of
you know-
brazen attitude is that?
This is where players have to have and I'm talking about the club player, the importance of
That's
understanding.
a double
how-
leave, by the way, boys.
good-
Did you see that?
good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
No,
I didn't mean
yeah, no, the importance of hey, when you're breaking out a particular shot all the time, it's easy to read.
Yes.
Murphy's been doing his, as I was jokingly calling it, his elegant, one-handed backhand lob, and hit that shot probably 200 times today.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, same position, and he just does a little punch over at Dane, and Dane wasn't ready for it.
I want to make mention of the underhand serve, by the way, because we're seeing a lot more players take advantage of that. And then sometimes they will actually change it back up and go overhead. But I'm
Yes.
just seeing a lot more underhand serves. You want to speak to that just a little bit more? 'Cause
It
I
is
think
interesting because I think that there might be a point at which maybe the temperature has a little drop off with it, if that makes
Exactly.
sense.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
you definitely do, see it on both sides, but also when it gets this warm and you can put a little extra action on the ball, you'll see players go back to overhand and mix it
Yeah.
up because they can get it to move
Yeah.
more. What do you think, Chris?
I agree, 100%. I think that the effectiveness of the underhand service, it just naturally stays lower. So when you're playing in warmer conditions like that, that advantage is slightly lost, where it will sit up a little bit more. And,
Totally get it.
still,
Yeah, you definitely can hit a serve too hard in this weather.
yeah.
There's no question about it. I mean, as a changeup, it's different, but you're actually almost better off hitting a slow rolling kick serve if you're going to hit it. Anyway,
Well, and the other thing is to start differentiating between what kind of underhand serve it is. I mean, we're
Yes.
seeing like these kind of like sidearm, toppers,
oh yeah,
and some of these guys like Will are putting the ball up a little bit higher, right?
yep.
When they toss it, making contact a little bit higher. You can look at guys like Adam and maybe making a little bit lower of a contact point.
Yep. And this isn't even an anatomical reference, but it's amazing. Sometimes I'm a taller player, and so if you hit an underhand serve, sometimes it bounces up too high. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the shorter player has an advantage, in my opinion, with the underhand serve because it actually stays lower the whole way through.
Yep.
Of course, you could also make it the argument that I'm taller and the impact point's higher on the side of the net, and so I should be able to bring it down. But I got no talent, so maybe that's one of the issues. No, maybe that's the only issue. Anyway, if I'm not mistaken, what is this, ball 75?
Yeah.
This is the first point of the second game here.
That's been very effective play. I'll say Murphy's been
That's
doing
a
a much
beautiful
better job.
screen
Yeah.
drive. Jeez.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
If you were going to teach it, he was in perfect position. This little top on it, put a nice pace on it. That was impressive. All right, so love 15. eyes. Wow. Wow. I didn't see any space. I don't, you know what I mean? I would not want to have to call
that
it.
caught.
I think so. I didn't see any
Well, no,
space. I'm telling you. I
just
think
the way-
it caught, yeah.
Just to see Mike's reaction here,
Yeah.
he's just like, are you kidding me? You shanked that. That was supposed to go hit the side screen on a fly.
Oh.
Yeah. That forehand was a little cleaner.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, what happened there? Why the good contact on that one? Come on, man. And then Brian comes back with the point shave. Got to keep it close.
All right. Well, apparently it's 0-0 in this.
Yeah, I know.
game.
I was going to say, I'll say 30-all, right? I think that sounds right. Oh, that's just a
Oh,
great
my goodness.
shot. Okay, I guess
look,
it wasn't.
you know,
It was
if you remember-
15-40.
If you remember,
Because he did make that. That's right. They
Yeah.
called that in. He called that in. That's
yeah.
right.
If you remember that Dane did a very similar play on Murphy
Yes.
Earlier in a match, and he kind of went inside out backhand volley behind him. And Compton's like, all right, time to return the
Turnabout,
favor.
baby. Yep. All right. So I want to say Schmid-Gall Marino serving at 1-2 or 3-0. What am I saying? No, it can't be. It's not. There we go. 3-2. It should be 1-2. I tell you what, we couldn't have asked for better weather. I mean, I know it's warm for paddle, and some people would rather play in a little colder weather because it's paddle, let's face it, after a while. But you know what? It is beautiful out here in historic Island Park, Illinois. I mean, Highland, not island. That sounded like I said island, like I'm. Well, you know what? I was born on the East Coast. I was going to say like I'm from New York, and I don't pronounce my H's very well, but all my relatives don't. But I seem to. I don't know. I'm the mutant. I know that sounds hard to believe, but I am. And but it is beautiful out here. I mean, what was it, 65? I don't even know what the temperature is. It's got to be mid-60s. I mean, a perfect day to do pretty much anything. And
I got to tell you, you'll never ever hear me say it's too warm for paddle.
I love that idea. I
Yeah.
love that
I mean,
about
first
you.
of
That's
all-
great. That's
First
cool.
of all, when we're out there teaching 10 straight hours, I don't think there has to be cold weather paddle personally, but but you know what?
That's a good point.
There's so many aspects about warmer paddle that are enjoyable. I mean,
Oh,
first
yeah.
of all, I was telling a few people, there's nothing like October paddle to make you feel so much more athletic than you really are. And then January, February comes and you feel like the most unathletic, slowest guy in the world, right? So, and then just the
That's
stuff
true.
Just the stuff you can do with the ball when it's warm, that the action that
Yep.
it creates, and
Yep.
Yeah,
you get, as a matter of fact, half the time, drop shots, you figure there's no way that they're going to be able to hit one
Right.
in this weather, so I'm not even going to bother.
Look
Like
at that.
right there, oh,
You
well,
read
I
it.
guess
You
not.
read it.
What did I say?
How many times have we said off-speed drive, get on the net
Yep,
and
yep,
drop it,
yep,
right?
right.
So, they read it,
And I was going to say, they're in the third set. I wouldn't have run that down either.
And
I don't think I would have run it down the first set.
And then,
Okay.
And then, by the way, in January, February, when that ball's like a rock and then your tennis elbow starts flaring up, you're like, yeah.
This is awesome. God, I love it. No, it's actually, it's funny.
Why
There's
does my
something.
pro grimace every time and wins every time he hits a volley from my drive?
It hurts so good. John Mellencamp, baby. It hurts so good when it. Yeah, especially I mishit the ball. It's like -7. I mishit my, my backhand because. By the way, I'm trying to dig it out of the left corner in the ad side, and I tweak my elbow, and it's like, oh, that just feels so phenomenal.
Yep.
But that's why we love it, though. I just go lefty now. I don't even bother with the backhand, trying to scoop it out over my right shoulder. I just go lefty, and take my chances. I don't have much on the left side, so it's an adventure. Yeah, it's yeah. So, like if I were an investment, they don't need me. Somebody's going to want somebody with a lot more capital. But anyway, you want to sit down. Oh, all right. That might have been a seamer. Not to just put more credit, heap more credit on to Dane though. But that was tough. That looked like it hit a seam.
think.
All right, so we're looking at 30-15
Yeah,
here.
yep.
Compton and Murphy looking to pull even in this third set.
See, that's the play.
What a
So,
Nick roller.
This is,
Go ahead.
So that's I think you had Dane in the deuce. Brian's got to go with the big ball over there.
Yep.
When they switch, I think they got to at least, play a little bit, I don't know, more traditional, and then attack Dane a little bit and see. I mean, at the end of the day, like the big forehand roller to the ad is not the same as the deuce. But you just got to see if you can get him running down the wires a little bit. He does have a great backhand.
He does.
See,
I got to say, oh.
and see, that's what you get rewarded
Sure.
when you're literally
That close.
bellied up to the
Yep,
net.
no question.
Your
I got
missed hits are winners.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's all I got. Matter of fact, I can't believe they don't make an oversized enough paddle for
Listen,
me.
Sean, I'm going to tell you how you can be a winner with your miss hits. Stand right on the net.
Yeah, I do take up a lot of space, so that's not a problem. What I was going to say is I give Marino and Schmidgall a lot of credit there. I know this sounds weird, but as soon as the ball swung to the deuce side, on that side, that flash of sunlight sometimes can be very disconcerting playing the first shot. I don't know about anybody else, but it always seems to have an effect on me, and I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but my point is, or the most talented for that matter, but the point is it can make a difference. That's a nice kick,
This
sir.
has been a fantastic
It
match.
has. High
You
quality
love to
pedal.
see like a little bit of momentum shifts here and there, and still keeping it tight, and guys are taking their shots, and
You bet.
it's always a little risky bringing down. See, that's what happens. Dane was a little too far off the net to hit that shot, and then you're just drawing Brian forward.
Absolutely.
Right? And then Mike's just going to have to react at that point. Yeah,
He's there.
See, Mike goes, I'm not going to miss another volley, Murphy. Still a little,
says the
little twirl.
These are presence of mind, and it is warm enough where he can get back in time. Not that he's not quick enough in colder weather.
Oh!
I think Mo would have been there.
Yeah.
But that was a nice try, and that was probably the right shot.
Yep. Yeah, what's the right idea? You closed.
All right, so we got 30-15, I want to say. Uh-oh. I mean, this sounds so cliched. Oh, my goodness. But it's going to be a shame to watch one of these teams lose this match. I'm just saying. Because they just played, especially some of the better points. And every time somebody gets a lead, they claw back into it. It's pretty impressive.
Well, you look at it, and sometimes it's those little things where, Brian was right on the net.
Yep.
He makes that volley 99 times out of 100 from there.
Yep.
And then a little momentum shift, and then boom, rattles off 2 more points.
No question. You also got to kind of try to erase that from your memory, because that can linger. It's like, I missed that and just keep thinking about it. That's kind of a cliche, too. I'm going to sneak a Paddle Pro ad in here one more time. One more time. I just feel
What
like
did they do, Sean?
No, I'm just saying. They're a sponsor, and so is Crane Construction. You know what I mean? And what was I going to say? I'm not even sure if they're not responsible for the new paddle hut, Crane Construction, but I'm telling you, it wouldn't surprise me. Beautiful stuff.
Not quite sure if you made that shot or not.
It did look, it was a spectacular looking shot. I don't know if that caught, though.
I guess it did.
Yeah, I guess so. That's another thing I do kind of like. A lot of the paddle constituency, beautiful. Again, to your point, literally, his nose is over the net, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Not literally, because otherwise it's illegal, but that's not the point. The point is he's right.
I really hope the viewers are seeing some of the little tactics here, and
yes,
the value of getting on top of that net. You can't be offensive with a volley when you're off the net. So you got
another one.
right? So,
Yeah.
I think Mike and Dane, I think they're just going too much with the off-speed screen drives right now. They got to just work longer points, kind of lull those guys into sleep a little bit.
The other thing is I'm seeing a lot of down the line drives, and I mean, far be it for me to be judgmental, but generally speaking, if you're going cross court, you probably have less of a chance of getting a drop, procuring a drop volley off that ball. So
right. The problem though is Murphy's just like roaming everywhere.
he is.
Got
to give him credit. No question about it. 3-all. We're just talking about it. Pulled the 3.
What are the odds of Murphy ripping one over at Dane right now?
Man. Over under.
Because my thing is, when I'm looking, I'm like, I feel like Dane's in that situation. I think he's a little too far off the net.
Yeah, he kind of is.
And so.
And you can put him a lot of top on the ball where it's going to get down.
Right.
You're almost better off staying in there. Like
See?
right there,
See?
I think you got it.
Yep. I just think that, that's at this point he just needs to adjust. That's all. Okay, he has to step up.
It's funny. It's like I'm
number 3.
Yeah.
3 returns in a row.
I mean, it's funny because it does get
There we go.
Oh yeah. And it
Take
does
one out of their
It does
page.
get to a point when you're playing summer paddle in this kind of temperature, is that sometimes you feel like you can get away with being off the net a little bit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's not like it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. Definitely, I
was-
get it. I don't know.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. Sit.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Wow. He played unbelievable. Sit down. Still in it.
Oh my God. Squat, periscope up.
Still
step up.
holding. That's incredible. Uh-oh.
That's so good.
I mean, there is some. This is
a circus point.
There's no way. There's no question. This is an SCTV episode right here, a '70s reference right there, or maybe just Second City improv class right here. Sit down.
There it is.
Oh, he's there.
Brian's going.
No
"Oh,
way. Come on. Okay, again.
See, that's Brian knowing his partner. He
Yes.
ain't getting it.
No. Well, if you've ever played, if you ever had the misfortune of playing with me, that's pretty much what you have to say 90% of the time. He's not going to be there, so I may as well manage and get over there. I cannot believe this. Oh,
This is a great point. Right?
it is.
There we go.
Sit. Yep.
A little off the net for that shot, though, I think. Murphy will run that down. There. Little change up.
No.
Little change up.
And the crowd.
Compton's going,
Yeah.
You've hit that shot at Tom every single time. Why did it come here?
And the crowd erupts justifiably. That was an unbelievable point. And again, if we could just kind of isolate that point, send it, why not?
Yep.
Send it into Sports Center, but down. I think it would only be fair. The only thing we didn't have there was somebody diving.
Yep. Well, because look, your options are drive it down the line where Marino will just screen drive it back at you,
Exactly.
or you're going to go to, Dane, who's off the net in I formation. Yep. What a volley, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
That was impressive for Compton
Yeah.
to keep the ball in front of Mike that time. Not easy to do. Takes a lot of touch. And Compton and Murphy take the lead
Yeah.
with that miss.
Look, I like the I formation because I think it gives Mike the ability to be able to play the screen drive game, staying back. But I think that if I'm Mike, I'm going to walk up to Dane and say, hey, step up. Get tired of that net. That way he's volleying down into the court, right?
Yeah, especially as much top as Tom's putting on the ball. If you're off the net, you're going to have to hit a low volley off the ball. You got no choice.
Yeah. And, we tell our players, greater chance of making the volley, but also you're off the net, you're also going to be potentially getting blitzed like we just saw, right?
No
you pop
question.
up the first one, and then you're sitting duck down.
Hey, you know what? I'll take Dane Schmidtgall's hands closer to the net. I'll take him even further from the net. I mean, I got no.
Yeah, listen. All these
Guy's
guys, boatload of skills. But like I said, it's those, you got to find a little bit of the cracks. You got to find where everything's great. Some of it's just a little less great. Got to find.
You're so positive. I love it, man. Between that and the on Golden Pond thing, I'm getting emotional over here. I'm holding back the The waterworks. All right, anyway, look at the blitz, and it works, kind of.
Nice
He's there.
touch.
That doesn't
Mike.
work, guys. That hasn't worked.
I'm telling you, going into the forehand corner, I know. I mean, well, then
Nope.
again, especially if you got to face the sun after that, though. But listen, he has got a great roller, so it's hard to second guess him.
No, I know, but you got too much going against you there.
Yeah, probably.
You're playing into their
Beautiful
strength right
serve. Jeez.
there. See,
guy's
if you
crazy
go now, I could live with it. But
Good volley.
I was just up there on the deck fixing some visual stuff and setting up for the women's final, which they're warming up for on the other side. And as impressive as this is on stream, I mean, being courtside is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll bet.
We capture as much as we can, obviously, with some different camera angles and that kind of thing. But like the way the ball is moving out there right now is not fun to track down. Especially from this sunny side here.
I'm going to say it again. It's the APTA Tour, Coach. We got 16 tournaments. If people want to come out and watch these, it's not like you can't go to the APTA website, check out the schedule. 10 of these are going to be live streamed anyway, so you'd have to make every single one, but it's nice if you want to check it out live, because there is something about live paddle that
Nice
you do not
volley.
get watching on the live stream as much as we love bringing it to you.
Yeah, but I think we should give out some kind of award for the person that gets on a plane and watches every single tournament. Not plays in it, just
No
goes
question.
as an observer.
Yep. Of course, if you're like the people I work for, we'll
That's
send you
way
the
it's
award.
been-
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a staple right now.
The right pocket
Yeah.
of Marino on the cross-court drive
Sit.
has been.
Oh,
That's a tough ball to make.
Yep, nice pick.
all right. Today we're going to work on swinging, swing volley as you run across the court from left to right.
Just deep.
Yep.
Just such solid defense there
is.
from Dane and Mike as well.
Yeah.
Nice
Look at that.
dodge.
Awesome.
It's probably not very fun to see Compton coming forward at you.
What a lovely afternoon.
Yeah, and it's not like
it's not on Golden Pond anymore. Okay, at that
right?
moment.
And it's you definitely have the time to freak out with that backswing. So
Right, it's the
then it's
goal-
even worse.
It's the golden child from Eddie Murphy, where that thing just turns into a monster like, right in front of you.
You get a 3-second
Yeah,
countdown
it's
as you're.
this demure-looking person, and then all of a sudden it's this huge creature coming at the Kraken, are basically coming at you. All right, so
That's actually the first movie that I actually remember seeing now that you've referenced.
Wow,
tonight,
okay.
So thank you.
all right, you're welcome. I knew I'd get there someday.
Yeah, just keep listening.
What'd you think about that Peter Fonda movie? I mean, I don't know. What about that Eddie Murphy movie?
Just a little deep.
Jesus.
All right, so
Here we are.
still alive, 5-4.
5-4,
The chance
third
for
set.
them to. And just to clarify, they play a true third set, right? Win by 2 games, like the 5th at Wimbledon.
Right.
Is
Yes.
that
Vintage
what it is?
Wimbledon style.
Yeah, I'm sleeping
On
over,
Golden
guys.
Pond Wimbledon style, yes.
The record for a paddle match at Birchwood is 57 hours. But they have lights, so they're not allowed to leave the court. That's what really makes it interesting.
Okay, here's a newer reference.
Mahou
Did you ever
Isners.
see
Yeah.
the tennis movie about it's like 7 days of?
Oh, yeah, sure. That was a weird. That was like a Saturday Night Live. Wasn't that an
Yeah.
that
Andy
was-
Sandberg
It
thing?
was almost sketch comedy gone wrong.
It was really weird.
It was just chaos.
I wanted to see that so bad. You just
Yeah.
reminded me of it.
Sooner or later, there's going to be a paddle movie, guys. I'm just telling you.
I
Somebody's got it,
I think these are the guys.
Matter of
right
fact,
here.
Cal, you know what? I'm picking it out.
I
Ready?
mean, if we're talking sketch comedy gone bad, I mean,
Caleb, yeah.
We're top of that
Caleb,
list.
yeah.
yes.
Here's how not to broadcast.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm picking out Caleb and Cal to actually head this up, because I mean they obviously seem talented enough. You definitely don't want me any involved in the whole thing. Yeah, there's a couple of paddle. I mean, rackets movies. It's tough. It's few and far between. You don't see. I mean, there's can I say Balls of Fury? I guess I can. It was the
That was a real flick.
Table tennis.
That's fine.
That's what it is. Yeah, there's that table tennis. But I'm just saying, actually, you know what? I mean this sincerely. This is a great tennis movie. Oh, that's a first underhand serve that Brian Compton's missed, of course, as he's serving for and he goes overhead after that. But anyway, it's called Break Point. It's awesome. If you ever get a chance, it's on the Crackle Network. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that we know of. We've had probably about 5 minutes of screensaver episodes pop up here.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
No, but I'm just telling
possible.
you, Break Point, trust me on this one. It's actually a really good movie. But, I mean, it's more about tennis, not necessarily platform, but racket sports, we're just trying to keep the theme there.
What's it called?
It's called Break Point. And you would think it was like something that, would be Hollywood. No, it was kind of an independent production. And there's a couple of people you'd see in it that were really, guy, what's his name, played J. Jonah Jameson. He plays, he's the farmer's insurance guy. I can't remember. He played J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies. He's, you've seen him before. Anyway, the point is he's in there, and then Amy Smart, something like that. But anyway, enough about this. This point, and as a matter of fact, being down love 30 and serving for it. He's there. Look at that.
Yep, nice pick. Come on, Dane.
He's going to get there.
Get on your horse.
Unbelievable. Get over.
Wow.
Oh, he made it work.
He made it.
Oh, no.
All that
That is
work.
a heartbreaker.
Unbelievable.
So excited to be able to turn the tables on that one.
So I'm going to do the Bud Collins thing and bring in, I know exactly how he feels. I was writing a paper, and then my computer crashed.
What a terrible comparison.
You're welcome. I just thought I'd break the tension.
I know exactly how he feels because one time I locked my keys out of my car. What?
I know. It's enough to just kick me off the cast for the rest of my
Man,
life.
I see your winning formula here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all coming
It's
together.
all relative, yes. The comparisons. That's fine. Yeah. Anyway. All right, we'll see. They're back in it here at 15:30, but still serving for it, still down.
I can't believe these guys are still playing.
As I said,
that's what I
the
was saying
gallery
earlier.
is getting their money's worth here. This is awesome.
As I was saying earlier, like the other semifinal match started after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is intense.
Speed.
You paid for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge, Sean.
Now I really feel like I'm at the cinema.
Oh man.
Let's all go to the movies. I remember that. I love that that animation. Meanwhile, it's shot 91 here in the fourth point of the third set. I should say 10th game of the third set.
Well, the all-important fourth point.
Yes. And I say yes just instinctively. I just go for it. This is a crazy good point, too. I mean, just because we haven't seen anything through the legs or, where you run into the corner almost getting 3 concussions, this has been just an awesome match. This is one of the best matches I think I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no,
it's really good. As I said, it's going to be a shame to watch one of these teams walk away losing this match.
Cliche, Sean.
So I'm just saying. I'm just looking for. Yeah, I just want to continue to keep the conversation going because apparently we get more donuts later.
I think this might be that we have this moment where you might have to attack Dane a little bit.
He's there. You just. Oh, what?
That's.
Oh. That caught. Oh, what a shot. Get out of town.
See, this is the play. These are the plays right here. Oh, what a get. Dane's doing a better job of reading this, so,
This is like, by the way, one of my favorite things about high-level paddle this way is that they'll go from low percentage, I just want to crack the daylights out of this ball, to going right back to playing conservative ball. Always makes me smile. That just is entertaining right there. They just, it's like just hitting the afterburners and then slowing back down.
Yep.
Perfect. We will have the technology sooner or later for shot clock here, Coach, because I'd love to know how
This
many.
is unbelievable.
I mean, we got it. It's. I want to say we're. I mean, I joke about 74 or 60. Sit.
Yeah.
He's there. Get over.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's a listen. That's one of those plays where I'm telling my player, you're staying back on that one.
Yes.
Right. That's just one you can't come back in on.
Bail out.
So 30 all, 5-4, third set. I said they've been playing for 2 hours easy, no?
We're looking at 2 hours and 31 minutes.
Wow.
We've been live with this stream, so we'll say.
So per
we'll say
usual, I
5
was way
or
off.
6 minutes of warm up at the beginning, or maybe we jumped right into this one. I can't remember, but it's
We kind of did. You're right.
I've blacked out due to the
No,
adrenaline.
No.
But
we kind of did. We didn't. Yeah, we didn't get the.
They got a nice little nick there.
Yep.
My
It's just the roller you needed.
my one of my assistants, Charlie Campbell at Michigan
Match point,
Shores.
by the way.
Oh, this is yes.
Sit. Just thought I mentioned it. Go ahead. I don't want to
He,
mess up your vibe. Go ahead.
He was notorious back in the day. Every time he's aiming for the nick, right before it hits, he'd say "doink."
Wow, that's hilarious.
And you should see the look of the opponent that just missed the nick.
Yeah.
Who looked back at you. He's like, "Did I hear him say that?"
Did that happen?
And I go, Charlie, you're making him really mad right now.
I think.
By the way, just so you know, I just want to mention this because, as I said, Mikey Marino
Look at that
does
roller.
have that two-handed backhand, and he just saved a match point by hitting that thrashing two-hander instead of the rolling one-hander. So
So all you players out there,
the entertaining.
when you're aiming for that nick, just say "doink" and see the reaction that your opponent gives you.
It'd be funny as if the entire gallery says it when it's going there.
It's gonna be
Doink.
a thing.
Yep.
I did have a bad habit of doing that when I was in Cleveland. I was just teaching a whole bunch, and I was on court so much that I started to see it really well.
Yeah.
And I did have a student that was like, "Do you say that every time?" And I was like, "Not intentionally, but
When you see
I
it
should
coming.
probably try to stop."
When you see it coming. And again, ever so fitting that it's going to be another 750-shot rally at deuce at 5-4 in the third.
Well, we already played the 7th game, so there's
the thing is,
really nothing left
We
to
already know
focus
who's
on.
going to win.
Yeah,
The thing
exactly.
is, if these guys had some spins
Nice shot.
to end the points earlier, I
Jesus,
mean, we
come
wouldn't
on.
be here this far,
I mean,
right?
yeah, you're right.
Oh, wow. Monster.
How big can swing a nice swing?
Yeah, and yeah. Dane's coming forward on these. He's starting to see it.
Yep. He's reading it early. It's a slick little shot by Mike as well.
Yeah,
It is.
that's going to be. I love Dane, how he's able to kind of mix in the deep cutter with the short cutter, right? And
That's a great point, Coach. You're right. Because you can vary the depth on it. That's not easy to do either.
yep. It has been affected against Murphy net dudes today.
Yep.
You know what's weird is that I'm just kind of noticing it now, but it's almost more effective to hit your reset overhead straight ahead right at Brian because he's so good at moving that that's the only shot that jams him up because
Yeah.
he's always going somewhere else.
Yes.
And so you hit a nothing
to
ball
where
to
he-
him and
hit it
he's
to where
like,
he is.
"Oh, right."
Exactly.
He was like, "I was already going over there to drive that ball, but
Right.
that really takes the wind out of my sails." Yeah, that one.
Yep. Yeah, he probably doesn't get picked on too much, you know?
Mhm.
Doesn't know what to do when it
Yeah,
happens.
right.
That could be problematic.
Nice touch. He's
work, he's
there.
there.
Good pick. Does it.
Good pace to get back over there.
Yep. Yep.
Good volley.
Mm-hmm. Really solid point here.
Yeah.
Just
Well, and
worthy of a tail end of a third set.
Exactly.
Just absolutely grinding.
well, Brian and Tom are hitting great lobs, and so not really giving Dane the shorty that he's probably looking for to attack.
Right. Yeah, they're not overplaying any drives either.
Nope.
They're just
Nope.
they're making them hit volleys that. You get the sense that this point is going to end due to fatigue rather than
Yes.
some kind of monster big time
Every one
play.
of these lobs, you're seeing these guys moving back towards that line.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Little seam made it work. First one Dane's had a look at in a while. Yep. Also, maybe the fewest balls that Brian has driven in a row in the last 90 sets
Just
he's
gonna
played.
say that he's breaking his average in half. But I'm gonna say this is a triple digit. I mean, I'm like I said, I lost count. Sit down.
Yeah. Dane held his ground there. Mike floating back to play defense. Smart.
They're right now in a nice deep flow.
No question.
I see.
Yep.
Mike's seen that right hip check.
Oh, that is too bad.
Oh, it did not come up for air.
That was
That's
a
just
seamer.
wrong.
Got buried.
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a great shot. It's just that I was just kind of poor luck in a way.
Yes.
All right, so here's another match point for Compton and Murphy. Amazing set and match here. Gonna miss it the return, but it worked out.
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Sean counts on that.
Nothing more satisfying. Yeah, God, I missed that one. Oh, it stayed in. Good. And it didn't hurt me.
Yeah, Dane's looking more comfortable right now. The sun is set, so
Yeah, you're not getting any problems anymore.
he's like, "Hey, Warner, I want you to play down here when you got the glare in your face."
Sorry, Sean, you're going to have to change up your movie reference. A Dark Knight.
Exactly. I was going to go Underworld, but yours is way Dark Knight's way better. Besides, it's a better reference because it just came out with another Batman. The
Nice
Batman,
pick.
look at this.
Man, this
what
is
a drive.
Another
And they just
transition
maintained
play
the
from
net 'cause
Brian.
Tom
Yeah.
would not relinquish it. That's impressive. No! Oh, he goes after it. What are you doing?
What a great point.
He looks
Leave
back
it
at
to
Carter.
me to-
Wait,
this
you
guy
got volleys? You
Could
got
beat
good
me
volleys?
left-handed on making fun of him. I don't know. Unbelievable.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's what you got to do. You got a guy like, Tom that likes to kind of roam at the net. You got to hit behind the
it was
guy.
a great
little bit.
idea. And then the blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back. We talk about you see the finish line. You try to end the point. I mean, they've been playing long points.
Oh, it's all long. Okay, we're
Just
back.
a hair.
Back to deuce. It's like we're doing this on purpose. Okay, we're going to win this point. Then
You can afford to slide over when you know your partner can hit a backhand roller from no man's land too.
That
I
is
think
the
there was a little indecision there, no?
Yeah, and
He
that
almost
is
looked like he was
maybe
stressing
the
out.
first ball that I've seen Tom actually do that with,
Yes,
right? Like,
yes.
I mean, just trying to play a little offense, but
He's waiting for the last 2
yeah.
points. Wait and save it up for you big at the end. That's what you do. Yep. That's why they're where they are and I'm at the bottom of the food chain. Okay, so
When you see, earlier on in the match, you saw certain ways that you can kind of break down a couple different plays that were breaking down some of the guys, and now these guys are just handling it.
yes.
It's like, hey, well, you thought you can kind of hit a heavy roller at Dane's corner. Well, yeah, he's taking that away now.
Yeah, some of his lobs, that was awesome.
Wow.
Oh, he caught
Stayed
it.
in. Unbelievable.
Right on the edge.
Yeah. Nice
What a
reach.
catch.
Good pick. Great lob there from Tom. Couple of them in a row.
We talked about that a few weeks ago, John. You see how like Tom kind of hit a little push back and
Yes.
drawed Mike back in?
Yeah.
Just the lob back behind him again.
Yeah. It's an underutilized shot. I don't think people very intentionally play that floater ball.
Yep.
Oh, nice move
move
here.
by Tom.
Dane's there.
He goes, "You're thinking of drop, aren't you?"
Made
Mike?"
it work. Yep.
Look at
And
this.
There's a
That-
swing. Made it work again. Dane's there.
This is unbelievable.
Mike not willing to run anymore.
Oh, shot!
Wow.
You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, if you rewind the tape, Mike was literally
Mike was
standing
like, I am
aside.
done now.
He was
This
standing
is,
by the side screen for about.
you're doing great. I'm done now.
I don't blame him. There's a point where you just go get a sandwich. You know, you're just like, whatever.
Right now, he's going, Dane, why didn't you want that?
Where, routine, where were you?
You needed to give me time to get back.
Come on, man. What, don't you want it? Yeah. Anyway, so
You didn't even give me enough time to put down my Gatorade. Nice pick.
Unbelievable. And there it is.
Wow.
stylish.
Many times
Wow.
that we've seen him slide all the way over and pick that off. That's what Dane's saying right now. He's like, when am I going to learn?
Yeah.
You know?
And that was Mike being like, I would shake hands now if you wanted me to. Walking up to the net like, we could be done.
What day is it?
Who am I and why am I
Swing
here?
from Dane there. That
Yeah,
was impressive.
great read.
Not an easy shot, and he made it look easy.
I mean, but how many times? I mean, you see the switches happening.
Yep.
Murphy's always, look at that.
He's there,
Yep.
maybe.
Yep.
Do you call it wide?
Thought he missed it?
You know, it was close.
Yeah, it was
I can
close.
say that because it was close. So this is a break point. Goes for the one-handed backhand off the screen, and that is it.
Good match. Great match.
Really well played.
Yeah. By
Really
all
well
four
played
guys.
across the board. Really
Hey.
fun.
It's good to see Dane back out there.
Yeah.
Love it. He played great. Mike played great. No shame in that.
Yeah, just Compton Murphy a little bit too tough, but really, I mean, they made him battle. Could have gone
it
either
could've
way.
gone either way.
And
Again, it's a
I-
shame to watch one of these teams walk
but-
away with.
Have to pack it up.
Yep. I would say the big difference in that match was that the patterns that Dane and Mike were giving, they were getting kind of beat with those patterns a little bit. Like
I agree.
You can't let Murphy drop volley you as many times as he
I
did
mean,
today.
to his credit, he did sweep a lot up there.
Yeah.
But you're right.
But you know that. Right?
Absolutely.
You know that.
Absolutely.
You know. And,
Yeah.
and look, they were going to walk off the court and they're going to be like, why did we let them do that? Right? You know,
Yeah.
we gave that shot to him too many times.
Usually, it's funny. We've all been there. Of course, usually
Oh, yeah.
my partner's going, "You suck." Anyway, so okay, well that was an unbelievable match. They're in the middle of broadcasting the women's final right
Women's
now.
finals just started on the other side. If people want to switch over and
Absolutely.
check that out, and we will bring you the men's final after all of these players, get a blood transfusion in the locker room and a liquid IV of some sort.
Unbelievable.
And thanks for sticking with us, and we
Absolutely.
will catch you for the men's
More
final
paddle
here,
to come. Yeah.
hopefully around 6 o'clock.
Am I allowed to eat yet?
Yeah, now's the time, Chris. Go
We're going
for
to
it,
eat as we
absolutely.
broadcast, I think.
We'll see ya.